corner by the waterway. It's that sweet life. Raise your cross. Made some dude crack a smile. He asked if I could stay a while. I'm living that high life. Time to catch a flight, but you can make me go. Unlocking all the memories of mine home. Ventilated echoes playing to and fro, back and forth, yeah. Caught some kids dancing in the alleyway. Crazy how the melodies began to play, yeah. Tell me how you feeling when you hear the lyric, yeah. My heart's in Stockholm. Now I never wanna go home. I left my heart in Stockholm. Now I never wanna go home. Shut the girl. I brought a girl on my Vespa. She said I already told ya, yeah, girl. I never dated a black guy. I said you're brown yourself. Let me offer help. Come on inside. Where everybody knows your name, everybody knows your name. Time to catch a flight, but you can make me go. Unlocking all the memories of mine and home. Ventilated echoes playing to and fro, back and forth, yeah. Caught some kids dancing in the alleyway. Crazy how the melodies began to play, yeah. Tell me how you feeling when you hear the lyric, yeah. My heart's in Stockholm. Now I never wanna go home. I left my heart in Stockholm. Now I never wanna go home.
Wave, look, why you mad? Get to the bag. Long face, tuck a case, get the cash. I've been living fast, still far from average. Real talk, all this shit is right outside what I imagine. Young, black, and raspy, catch me where the lab be. Young nigga make the slap that make her body do magic. Won't stop till my bank account magnets. Looking like I'm still running paper routes backwards. Money bags, no advance, snap back like a rubber band. Pretty thing with a suntan, make it bounce back when you do the dance. Call my song, we supposed to pick. See your things through a different lens. Living fast, only one chance. Never pants, how we do the plans. Right? I practice what I preach. They lie and put her out my way, then get lost to see. Not sure what you wanted, but I'm what you need. I know my high just started, but I hit a peak, yeah. Wave, used to just wanna blend in. Big flex, how I do the syntax now that I got the attention. On the rig, you make it really hard, I just wanna be friends. Treat the night like a vignette for what's coming next, hard to see the end. Yeah, I tread water in the deep end. I'll die young and live plenty days in my defense. In real life, we just pretend, let them sleep in. We should life feeling like a never-ending repeat of the weekend. I can't believe it. Yeah, got it. Switch up how I breathe every time I see it. Yeah, knowing what you want, I know just what you need. Yeah, yeah. Here's the thing, I got you falling through for the weekend. Chance I put it down, I need it. Bet I make it, I don't wanna leave. It ain't nobody realist, it's been added something rigorous. I traded in the cars, it was lost for the dividends. I'm calm, but the temperament been strong when I pencil in. Phone steady jumping, screening calls like I'm flipping bricks. Got everybody tapping in, but you been kept it solid. When you look me in the eyes, subtle till I know you got it.
The Nathan Ivey Show is supported by listeners. Go to www.patreon.com/Nathan Ivey Show and help Nathan keep the show independent. You're listening to the Nathan Ivey Show. One man, one microphone, one mission. You're listening to the Nathan Ivey Show. One man, one microphone, one mission. Now let's get back to the flow.
Talking to my mirror like I love you so much. Curving on my critics like I heard you, so what? You can't kill my confidence, I think I'm the man. Tally all the fucks I ever gave on my head. Lately I've been living like I can't take a loss. They ain't wanna help me, that's what made me a boss. You can't kill my confidence, I think I'm the man. We don't give a fuck, that's what they don't understand. I'm back again like
good morning, everybody. Welcome back. My apologies on the unedited version of that, the clean version of it. That is not the clean version. Hey, good morning, everybody. 513-873-7134. Welcome back. It's the Nathan Ivey Show. One man, one microphone, one mission. Broadcasting live from a secret location somewhere in the greater Cincinnati area. And damn, we got a lot to talk about this morning, man. Pro-Trump protesters hit the streets and a few cities around the country must discuss. And I came across a very interesting article that suggests that black men, well, let me put it this way. It suggests that the Democrat Party is losing support from black men. We'll talk about this morning. As always, my number, 513-873-7134. If you should decide you want to share your thoughts this morning, I'm always here, family. Always here for you. We can chop it up. We can get into it this morning. Again, 513-873-7134. How you doing? How's the last 24 hours? Do you feel better now about the election? I got people in my circle, man, that's all on their feelings about it. And listen, don't get me wrong. I mean, it's important. It's big. It's huge, man. It means a whole lot. It means a whole lot. I'll talk about this morning, just how much it actually means in terms of who's going to be the next president. But, you know, we made it this far, family. We'll make it. We'll be okay. Like I told you, the liberation of black people, little lotion, the liberation of black people is in the hands of black people, period. It won't be the Democrats. It won't be Joe Biden. It won't be AOC. It won't be the Speaker of the House. It won't be the Republican Party. It won't be Trump. It won't be Mitch McConnell. It won't be any politician. The transformation that needs to take place in our communities will come at the hands of us. It'll be us. It'll be black men and black women that do it, period. Simple as that. Good morning to you. Welcome back to the last honest place in Cincinnati media, powered by CDM, Sin Digital Media, a new urban voice in the city of Cincinnati and beyond. Our mission is real simple. Amplify black voices. That's it. I got a link in the description of today's show if you're on Facebook or YouTube. And you can follow that link to my Patreon feed and perhaps join our mission this morning by becoming a patron, all right? Also, you can hit the link tree and follow me personally everywhere I'm at online. You can connect with me, and we can rock like that this morning. Man, listen, I got some shit to show you. Things is going, it's not going down, so I don't want to really talk it all the way up like it's like dire straits or anything like that. But let's just say that there's some very unhappy people in this world. We'll put it that way. There's some very unhappy people. There's some people who are very unhappy about what's happening with the count. And I'm talking about the votes being counted. There's some people out there chanting, "Stop the count." Did you see the news from Detroit, Michigan just yesterday? If not, I'm going to put it on the screen for you so you can check it out. About 150, maybe 200. That's what's being reported by the news. Pro-Trump supporters, pro-Trump protesters hit one of the buildings where they were doing the count in Detroit, and they were letting their voice be heard. They were chanting a lot of stuff, including "Stop the count." Now, isn't that kind of undemocratic to stop the count? I don't get it. Like, if you love democracy and all the other kind of they be talking about, don't you want them to make sure they count everything? Well, it depends. If you think your guy's going to win, yeah. If you think your guy's going to lose, no. No, they don't want you to count the votes. Check this out. I want you to check this out. Look at this.
Stop the count! 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 Stop the
Now, I'm not sure if you can hear them, but what they're chanting is stop the count, stop the count, stop the count. And they're picking up on the cues of the president. The president said that. Trump said that. One thing we have to recognize, and I already kind of recognize this, but I'm recognizing even more with this election, is that there's a stronger strength of relationship between Donald Trump and his supporters than the media and the Democrats and pundits ever really gave credit for. No matter what happens with this election, and if you're looking for a snapshot of the election, well, most media outlets are reporting that Joe Biden is one state away from reaching 270 electoral college votes. At that point, he will be declared the winner and will be the president-elect. Right now, Donald Trump and his team are launching an offensive, a legal offensive. In some cases, and these are in some cases, you know, these are states in which Republicans are running the election, and he's filing a legal offensive right now to try to benefit his campaign and some of the hot battleground states. We got a lot to talk about. We got to talk about Ohio. What's up, Ohio? We no longer a battleground state. This marks the second presidential election cycle in which a Republican has won Ohio by at least 8 points. Ohio appears is no longer a battleground state. We are solidly a red state. Maybe that's because the demographics of Ohio is getting older and whiter, which is maybe part of our problem. I put it out there. The older we get, the whiter we get, the more Republican we become. That's what appears in Ohio. We'll get back to it, though. 513-873-7134. But that's the lay of the land right now. For by all accounts, I've gone to multiple media sources. They're all reporting the same thing. It appears that Joe Biden is one state away. That state could be Pennsylvania. That could be called today or tomorrow. And if that happens, and if that conclusion withstands the legal barrage from the Trump campaign, then Joe Biden will be Joe Biden. He'll be president-elect Joe Biden. And that means that the country would have made history. Are you surprised still that the election is this close, post-COVID? Post, if you want to call it that, the fiasco of the Donald Trump first term. Post the Republicans. A lot of voters around the country, they didn't care what the Senate Republicans did with Amy Coney Barrett. I think if you're somebody that's into national politics for the Democrats, this is an amazing opportunity for you. This is an amazing opportunity for you. And what you should be doing is taking this time to analyze this, get out of your damn feelings. Get out of your damn feelings, analyze it, and learn from it, because it seems as if America is trying to tell both parties something. And if you're the Democrats, I read at least, the night after and the day after election day, there was all this writing about how the Democrats were disappointed, and now some people are looking for new leadership in the state of Ohio. There's even some conversation right now, we'll see how far it really goes, about getting a new Speaker of the House. Hakeem Jeffries' name was brought up. He says, I'm cool in my current role. And this is a good thing. This is a good thing. The Democrats should be rethinking their leadership. They should. In the state of Ohio, they should be rethinking their leadership. They should. Why wouldn't you? I mean, you did not get the results you were looking for when it appeared that you had a lot of wind behind your back. The question has to come down to a bunch of things, including leadership. They should be doing this. Smart people learn from situations. Dumb people act like, and they keep doing the same dumb shit over and over again. We shall find out. What's up with black men? Since Barack Obama, the Democrat Party, in terms of presidential election, has been steady losing the support of black men. What's behind that? Why? And see, this underscores the reason why I said before why I value Drop calling in, because a lot of people try to ridicule him, and I have fun with him and make faces and all that kind of stuff because he be saying some ridiculous stuff, but I value the opinion that's different from mine. I don't understand it completely, but I understand enough to know there's a value in it, and that Drop and Black conservatives are trying to say something to us, but we got to get out of our own damn way and listen to them. We got to listen to them. The Democrats got a lot of growing up to do. You know, some could say that this election should, no matter what happens, some could make the argument, I can make the argument that this election should never been this close. I'm listening to NPR over the last couple of days. Guess what Latinos, Latinx political organizers are saying down in Florida? That Joe Biden didn't talk to them. Huh? How the hell is this possible? Who are you talking to? So there's a lot of room for growth for the Democrat Party. It's all depending on how you look at it. You can cry and whine and complain, or you can get strong. You can get strong. You know what I'm saying? Learn from your mistakes and come back better with the next election cycle. As a Black man, I'm gonna tell you straight up, in Ohio, where I live, the Democrat Party, they statewide, their game is shitty. Excuse my language, but they get, when it comes to speaking to Black voters, Black men, it's non-existent. Speaking to Black voters is not the same as placing ads on what you think is Black media. That's not speaking to Black voters. If all my Democrat friends think that's how you speak to Black voters, you are going to continue to lose. It's going to continue to be difficult. You're never going to get a majority in the state house here in Ohio. It's never going to happen. It will never happen. It'll never happen. There's a lack of connection within the Democrat Party. Let me speak just directly to the Democrat Party as it relates to Black folks. And you're seeing it as it relates to non-white folks, working class people. I don't hear enough working class messages. To be honest with you, I heard way too much anti-Trump and not enough pro-Black man, pro-Black family. You're not answering the questions that we keep telling you are important to us. What are you going to do about Black wealth, motherfucker? How many times we got to keep saying this? How are you going to put more money in our pockets? What are you going to do about alleviating student loan debt? I don't know what they're doing. You need to listen and craft agendas and policy strategies that answer the questions that people actually have. Not some goofy, dumb ish that you think might work because it worked 15 years ago. Y'all gonna keep losing if in fact you lose. In the state of Ohio, you lost. You're gonna keep having difficulties in these national elections. The Democrat Party will never beat the Republican Party unless you start crafting messages that really matter to the people. Where's the working class message? Hold on, working class, hardworking people, where you at? Telling you that the anti-Trump and he did this and COVID, yeah, I agree with you. But that's not enough. Obviously, look at it. That ain't enough. And again, on a national level, when it comes to voting for president, every single year, the numbers of Black male support are declining every single year. Why? Because you're not talking to them. You're not crafting strategies directly to that demographic. You are missing the boat over and over and over and over and over. And Black folks telling you, just ain't listening. Just like one ear and then out the other ear. You're missing the boat. I'm here to tell you, ring the alarm. You're missing the boat. We'll see what happens with Joe Biden. If you had to make a guess right now, based upon what I'm seeing, I'd have to say that Joe Biden will probably pick up either Nevada or Pennsylvania, and therefore he'll become President-elect Joe Biden. If that happens, Democrats, I'm here to tell you, don't think that you mission completely accomplished. It is not completely accomplished. It is not. Now, of course, here in Hamilton County, there's a lot, if you're a Democrat, to be happy about. They made some tremendous strides with those judge races. I would say even in that, once you get these kind of gains, you got to keep them. You got to keep them. So all the folks out there, all the hardworking people that work to get those Democrat judges got rid of Dinklelacker, there'll be another election. What you gonna do between now and then? Y'all said this was change. Y'all better deliver some fucking change. Because if you don't, you're going to lose in the next election. Don't fall back on them promises now. People are watching. They're not going to forget. Look at the electorate, man. It's quite interesting. I'll share some information that's come across my radar screen within the last 24 hours. But what's being said is that more people voted in this election than ever before. It was the most diverse electorate than ever before. Y'all need to pay attention. Like, y'all talk about political types, Democrats and Republicans. Y'all should be paying attention. You should be learning from this. And for the Hamilton County Democrat Party, y'all made tremendous strides with these judges. Don't blow your deal, homie. Don't blow your deal. Because y'all said change. You talk about bail reform. You talk about jury selection reform. You better fucking do it. You better do it. Because if you don't, in 4 years, we ain't showing up for you. Tell me I'm wrong. Stop me when I'm wrong. You better do it. You better come through. You better put that effort in. The people better be able to see it. Because if not, in 2 years, you're going to have a real problem on your hands. I'm just telling you. You will not be able to say that you didn't hear it. You're hearing it here, right now. Don't fall asleep at the wheel like, oh, we made it. We chilling now. Strike up the grill. No. Say the party for when you actually produce the tangibles. We ain't seen no tangibles yet. You know what I'm saying? I'm happy about what I see for a lot of good people. I think they'd be great in these positions, but what you do now is what will determine what will happen in 2 years. What's going to happen in 4 years. Like I said, getting in the position of influence and power is one thing. Staying there is a whole different breed, homie. That's a whole different conversation right there. It's a whole different conversation. If you missed it, these Trump supporters, man, look at this. They are not happy. That is in Arizona, but of course it's happening all over the country. In Portland, Oregon, you have protesters that marched through the streets yesterday in response to President Trump's aggressive effort to challenge the vote. In Minneapolis, protesters blocked a freeway, prompting arrest. As I said earlier, in Portland, hundreds gathered on the waterfront to protest the president's attempts to interventions to the vote count, as another group protested, urging that there were some real issues. I mean, I feel like, again, we kind of touched upon this election night or the day after the election yesterday. I feel like all that George Floyd, Breonna Taylor, all the folks that hit the street, well, the other part of that was it energized the Trumpsters. It energized the so-called law and order voter. They like, oh boy, Trump is right. Yeah, it is. It is, Mace. They're like, oh boy, Trump is right. Trump is right. He is the only thing stopping us from the chaos and the law and disorder. We got to get him back in. I'm just telling you, man, that's what it appears to me. Why is Google on? It appears that way to me. But what do you think, family? 513-873-7134. Stop the count. Stop the count. What the hell? Why would we stop the count in a democracy? Because Trump says so? Here's another thing. Trump owns the Republican Party. He owns it. Now, that's a gamer term. That's a gamer term, should I say. It's a gamer term, and I've always thought, as a gamer that there was a racial implication in that, right? When somebody says, I own you, to me, that's kind of goes back to slavery. But in the gamer world, if you say you own somebody, that means that you beat them in a game or you're beating them and you beat them very badly, no matter what that term is. Trump owns. It's his party. Trump is the puppet master. The members that comprise the Republican voting bloc, they are the puppets. He's the puppeteer, they're the puppets. He says jump, they jump. It'll be interesting to see if Trump loses and he goes back to be a private citizen, but he still has this platform as a former president, if he'll still wield some influence over the Republican Party. We shall see. But what we can see right now is that we got to rethink the way that we talk about these Trumpsters and their relationship. I know, family. I know. It's real hard not to call them crazy or Trump pansies or Trump zombies. It's real hard not to do that. But if we're smart, we'll take a more critical and intellectual and analytical look at that relationship and try to mine it for whatever we can get out of it. There is a real relationship between Trump and Trump supporters. And it's deeper than just, well, these people just watch too much Fox News. It's deeper than that. There's more to it than that. I'm not saying I've got it all figured out this morning. But what I'm saying is that I can see it. There's more to it than just that. And I'll keep saying things like they dreamt the Kool-Aid and the zombies and all that kind of stuff. We'll have some fun with it. And on some levels, maybe we right. But what I'm here and I'm willing to recognize and admit to you is that there's a stronger relationship. There's a deep relationship. And we need to, by we, I mean those on the other side. If you're a Democrat, that's what I mean by we. You should be analyzing what is the root of that. And you should be trying to mine it to figure out how you can use it for your own advantage. That's all I'm trying to tell you. That's all I'm trying to tell you. We got to be, it would be foolhardy at this point not to do that. And I'm not a foolish man. Are you a foolish person? No, I'm not. If you listen to this show, you're not a foolish person. On a regular basis? No. We might be a lot of things, but we're not foolish. Good morning to you. 513-873-7134. Hold on. Let me get my T game together. You don't mind. Is that okay? Appreciate it. I don't mind doing some things live on the air. Shit. What are we going to do? There it is. Put a little of that turmeric power. Y'all F with this? Y'all F with this right here? If you don't, you should. Put this in your tea every morning. It's good for your body. And I always do what's good for my body. You know that. I'll be hitting the workout trail as soon as the show ends today. And of course, today coming up at 1 p.m., you got Midday Juice with Ask Ashley. My apologies. I know we had some technical difficulties. I don't know what the hell that was. Some kind of noise was coming over it. But you ask the question, she answers. You can watch it live on CDM's Facebook page. I think we had a call from Glenn earlier. Glenn, if you're not sure what happened, man, I'll put you straight on if you're still down for a conversation. But listen, take a second to like and share today's show. Also, I'm planning on doing a sweatshirt giveaway this morning. Let me give you a look at it here. I want to give away another sweatshirt this morning. Black Voices Matter. Do you agree with that? This is a limited edition sweatshirt that we'll make this available for purchase. Probably starting tomorrow. Keep it up for about a week and then take it down with this particular design. I want this to be an exclusive design for a short time. And again, just so you know, the Black Voice Matter, that logo, that lettering will be a lot bigger. And it's got the CDM black logo at the very top. Very similar to what you see at the top left, or maybe that's the top right of your screen right now. That's the white background. It's a black background, so it blends in perfectly. And you can represent CDM and our mission to amplify Black voices. And we'll do a giveaway this morning between now and the end of the show. I think I had so much fun when we did that election watch party. We'll do something similar just like that. So if you're a part of that watch party, get ready. If you already won, you can't win again. I'm sorry. If you participated but you didn't win, you can. And let me give you a heads up on how you can be a part of it if you're interested. Let me put my text number. Listen, this is my phone number right here. You can text me right now to this phone. If you want to try it, go ahead and text me a message right now. I'll answer it live on the air. You'll see me pick up the phone. So the way to work is I'm going to all-time great, or we'll just say a Black movie, right? All I need you to do is to tell me the title or the name of the movie of the scene that I'm going to show you. And when you get that answer, you can post it any way you want to. But if you want to, be in the running for this cool ass sweatshirt right here, then I need you to text the correct answer to that cell phone number right there. 513-953-4224. We already got 3 winners. I've already contacted them, and we'll have that sweatshirt out to you within the next couple of weeks. When you get it, let me know. You know I want you to take a photograph so I can put it up on our page, let everybody know loud and proud. It'll be pretty dope. Looking forward to it. And you'll see me rocking this real soon. Real soon. It's gonna be dope. Trust me. So again, if you want to play, it's real simple. And the way it works is when you first call me, there's some automated prompts you're gonna have to go through. So I'm putting the number up right now so you can go through the process. You can already be ready. And that way you don't have to go through the prompts when everybody else is answering the question and you might be out of line and you won't win. I don't want that. I want you to win. So again, 513-953-4224. And then we can text. You got questions about the show. You got comments. You got ideas for the guest. And also, I'm going to do some exclusive giveaways to my text family and give you some heads up on things that we're working on as well. So it should be a lot of fun. Again, 513-953-4224. You can text me right now. Let me see if anybody's texting me. If you want to try it, you can text me, Nate, did you get this? Or whatever you want to text me. I will respond. You'll see me pick up the phone. You'll know it's me. Plus, you'll hear my voice when you call on the voicemail, so you'll know. All right? So, again, 513-953-4224 if you're interested. I'm feeling a lot better. Yesterday, I was kind of lagging behind because, I was up for like all day. And but I got my sleep in, and I'm feeling much better this morning. So thank you for asking, for those that actually give a damn. Like, I didn't know, Nate. I would sleep myself. I get it. No hard feelings whatsoever. I'll put this number back up a little bit later. That is not the call-in number. That is my text number. The call-in number is a different number. The call-in number is 513-873-7134. And you can use that number across the CDM podcast and live shows if you're interested. You might be like, I don't give a damn. But if that's not you, if you do, you got the number. Pamela writes, good morning, Nate and the Choppers. Good morning to you, Pamela. Tanika writes, good morning, Nate and the Choppers. Good morning. Clue Magic writes, Grand Risings, Nate and the Choppers. Say good morning to you. I've set the table. Did you watch what happened? Man, Portland, Michigan, should I say Detroit, Minneapolis. These pro-Trumpsters hit the streets and let their voice be heard, man. I came across this news article, and it really was a news report, like a TV news report. I think it's down like in the Carolinas. And so, like I said, some of these Trumpsters are preparing for the Civil War. And they're preparing for if Trump loses, that they might have to hit the streets and boom, World War III or Civil War II, or however you want to look at it, is about to pop off. You know what I'm saying? War zone in America. And I'm not too concerned about it, quite honestly. I ain't too concerned. Because when they, there's a lot of people who got guns and ammunition. It ain't just them. It would be quite unfortunate. I can't say I don't foresee it because they're saying they're going to do it. But it is what it is, homie. How you think black people feel? They're out here running around talking about stop the count, talking about their rights. How you think black Americans feel? You know what I'm saying? I mean, how you think the descendants of slaves feel? And y'all upset over a damn vote. We upset over something, 400 years of oppression. So miss me with all that, tears in your beer and all this kind of stuff. I don't want to hear all of it. I don't got no tolerance for it. You'll be okay, Trumpster. If Trump loses, you know whose fault it is? Trump. You know where Trump blew his deal? COVID. Period. If Trump loses, you can blame his weak ass COVID response, telling lies and playing games and trying to misdirect people. No, we do. I give myself an A+. Yeah, okay. You give yourself an A+, but Negro, I'm not voting for you. I think Trump lost. Could you imagine if Trump had did a better job with COVID? Just imagine that. All the racism. There's good people on both sides with Charleston. All the shit he said, all the ish he said. If Trump had did a better job at COVID, and again, the door is still open. He still might win. I'm not saying that I know definitively. You know me, I like to wait for the facts to come in. But as we sit here right now, statistically speaking, I would have to say that Joe Biden is going to win because he's just one state away from crossing the 270 electoral college votes that he needs to become the president-elect. I think that's smart money, and I always do what's smart with my money, right? I'm sure you do the same thing. That's smart money right here. That's smart money. But could you imagine if Trump had taken COVID seriously? Like, there's people that think that Mike DeWine in Ohio is doing a good job. Mike DeWine is doing a complete disaster. He's as bad as COVID is. But people think he's doing a good job. If Trump had just did a little bit better with COVID, he might have beaten Joe Biden. And again, I'm drawing a tiny conclusion here with really no real facts to back it up other than what we have statistically. So I want you to say, I'm not saying 100% that I think that I know that Joe Biden is going to win. I'm just saying, again, if you look at all the major numbers that are being reported out here, and I want to talk about the polls in just a second as well, because there's a big conversation about the polls and is the polling industry dead and all this kind of stuff? Yes and no. I'll give you my thoughts in a second, but just imagine with everything else, pardon me, that Trump had did a better job with COVID. And by better, I mean he took it seriously, that he was on top of it, that he was urging people to wear masks early on, that he was doing all the things that you would expect that a president would do, that he had not disbanded, that infectious disease task force that was set up under the Obama administration, that he had hit the ground running and had a real response to it. Just imagine that. He would have smashed Joe Biden. He would have smashed Joe Biden for a couple reasons. Number one, white people don't care about white supremacy and Trumpism. They don't give a damn about that. They don't care about that. White folks don't care about Trump's subtle racism. That's what we're getting. The Democrat Party has done such a terrible job with, in particular, black men, that they're losing black men. Every single year since Obama. The percentage of black men that voted for the Democrat candidate has been going down, including this election as well. If the numbers hold up, the exit poll numbers hold up. I said the word poll. So right now there's a big conversation about the polling industry. And what is the polling industry, family? The polling industry is where people call and they do polls. Now, what is a poll? Now, I have a background in political science. So I'm here to tell you that polling is a science if it's done correctly. Polling is a science if done correctly. And a poll is nothing more than a snapshot of how a person or a group of people feel on a particular day. And then what happens is people extrapolate and draw conclusions from it. But at its essence, if done correctly and done with a methodology that makes sense, polling is scientific. You can predict a lot through polling. There's nothing wrong with the polling industry, right? In and of itself, the idea of it. So right now, there's all these conversations about how the pollsters got it wrong. Again, remember back in 2016, all the pollsters were predicting that Hillary Clinton was going to win the landslide. Then she lost. She won the popular vote and then lost the presidency in the electoral college, right? Same thing just happened with Joe Biden. Days and weeks, months leading up to it, Joe Biden's up by X amount of points. So now there's a big conversation about whether the polling industry is dead, right? Frank Luntz and others, but him most notably within the last 24 hours, is being quoted in the media as saying that if Joe Biden loses, that'll mark the end, the death of the polling industry. And that's wait a minute, Frank, no. There's nothing wrong with polling. But polling, modern day polling, is not touching everybody. And in particular, they're not reaching Trumpsters. I don't know, did you do any polls? Man, I did like 2 polls. I'll admit I did 2. I didn't do every poll, but I did 2 polls during this last election cycle, right? I don't know how these niggas got my phone. How did these niggas get my phone? Where's my phone number at? I mean, my personal phone number. They calling me all the damn time. I'm like, who is this? And I'm like, oh, sir, you got time to do a poll? I did it a couple times. I wanted to, let my voice be heard. Raise your hand if you did a poll during this last election cycle. All right. Let me know if you did not do any polls this election cycle. But what we found out is that Trumpsters don't do polls. If you're a Trumpster and they call you, you're like, fake news. Hey, honey, who's that? It's that damn CNN asking, who you going to vote for? Hang up on them. Okay. And they hang up. So the pollsters are missing Trump supporters because it appears that Trump supporters are suspicious of everything other than Trump. They don't believe CNN. They don't believe ABC. They don't believe their mama. They don't believe their pappy. All they believe is Trump. That's it. That's it. Oh, by the way, I did go to the dentist yesterday. So if I got a little mush mouth, I mean, you know, I got a deep cleaning, as they call it. It wasn't too painful, but afterward is when you really start to feel it. So from a little mush mouth, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? So that's the problem with the pollsters, is that modern day pollsters are finding it difficult to reach everyone out there in the electorate, in particular Trumpsters. I mean, that's very obvious to me. It's very obvious to me that Trumpsters are not doing the polls because they're suspicious of the media. They're suspicious of anybody and everything other than Trump. And again, Democrats, y'all don't have to deal with that. Y'all don't have to deal with that, because if Trump wins, that's 4 more years of a deepening of his relationship. And you should be concerned as to whether that means, and again, we'll have to wait and see, because Obama had a great relationship as well, but he wasn't able to transfer that to Hillary. I think if there was a better candidate, then maybe, yeah, but he wasn't able to do that. It didn't work. And all these people talking about Biden, let's be real here. Biden was not a lot of Democrats' first choice. I think older Democrats, yeah, but across the electorate, no. Man, there was a lot of folks that was riding with Bernie. Our brown brothers and sisters was not riding with Joe Biden. They was riding with Bernie during the primary. In some of these states like Nevada, Florida, right? Bernie had huge primary support. So we can't act like Joe Biden was some perfect candidate for everybody. He was not. Why are you acting surprised that what we already knew actually happened? I'm just being honest with you. The Democrats need to do a better job during the primary system or season of picking candidates. To me, it seems like the process is corrupt. And you keep getting the same damn candidate. And part of that, South Carolina notwithstanding, is the way that the Democrat primary starts out. How is it that black people are Democrats' most consistent voting bloc? But you mofos is starting in New Hampshire, Iowa? That's where you're going wrong off the top. Wait, don't even go anywhere, nowhere. It starts right there, Democrats, national Democrats. How is it that black voters are your number one voting bloc, but every 4 years, you mofos start in Iowa? That don't make no fucking sense. You're blowing your deal every single year. Structurally, you're blowing the deal. You're blowing the deal. I don't give a damn about South Carolina, because that's what really took Biden over. But if black voters are Democrats' strongest and biggest voting bloc, shouldn't you start your primary in where black voters are? Why is this not happening? Why is this not happening? I don't get it. I don't get it. Why is this not happening? Somebody make this make sense to me, man. Hey, Glenn, hold on one second, brother. Coming straight to you, man. But we got John from Princeton. Really, John from Florida is on the line. Let's go to the phones. Hey, what's up, John?
Good morning, Mr. Nathan Ivey and the good people of Cincinnati, as well as the good people around the world. And yes, those choppers, as my energy level starts coming back little by little. 2 quick things before we get to Trump. First, let's deal with Drop and his comments. Nathan Ivey, you know the operation procedure when it comes to prostate. And I'm not going to sit here and convince anybody why I vote, why I didn't vote, or make excuses because of the prostate, or they didn't believe anything. But Drop, if you're listening, I hope you never have to experience prostate surgery, because it's very painful, depending on the type of surgery with the prostate you're doing. Mine was an hour operation, and into having somebody stick a tube of your private part into the area that had to be laserly surgical. And after the operation, 3 or 4 days to wait for them to pull that tube out, it feels like somebody is hitting you with a sledgehammer in your stomach, and it's very, very painful.
Hey, John, I'm trying to think. Maybe we had a similar procedure. So What exactly did they do?
Well, my initial the surgeon was one of the top surgeons in the Florida area. And initially, when I started seeing him, excuse me, when I moved down to the area, he indicated the surgery that I was taking. The first part of it that he was looking at was a 15-minute surgery where they shoot high pressure water mixed in with chemical to attack not the prostate, but it's a foam around the prostate that's pushing up against the prostate, which forces you to go to the bathroom 3-4 times in the middle of the night, and that's not including what goes on during the daytime. So after 2 years of dealing with that, and what kept that under control was the medication, and that medication can run from $60 to $80 every time you have to get that refilled. So after 2 years of dealing with that, I decided to go ahead and look at the procedure when I met the surgeon here. And then when I got into the operating table, when it was time, that 15-minute surgery, I guess with the pro-op test that I took prior before the surgery, he made a decision to go into the prostate. Same procedure, but now not high pressure water, it's laser. So he went in with the tube looking at on the screen, and I guess he just wanted to be 100% sure the prostate was not affected or tumor developed in the prostate.
I get it.
And everything turned out negative, which is good.
Right. And then you had to wear a catheter, or they put something in your urethra. It's like a catheter because you are healing up, right? Is that how that goes?
Yes.
Okay,
yes.
I got it. I got it.
So I had to wear, the surgery was Thursday. He told me 2 to 3 days. He's not open on Saturday. So I had to hold that bag on my leg until Monday morning. And then the tube is stuck in you. So you had to deal with that for 3 or 4 days. And I couldn't wait to get that bag or get that tube out of me because it was driving me crazy. So everything turned out good. But, it comes down to one, it comes down to one thing, Nathan Ivey, as Black men across the country. If you are not doing your usual checkups and tests, 50 and over, I recommend get your prostate, your colonoscopy check. That's very, very, very important, to get checkups. Some of us Black men are stubborn. We don't want to go to the doctors. But I remember my primary doctor up in New Jersey said to me years ago, we can catch everything in the blood if you get checkups. So
even
that's
cancer?
Very, very important.
Catch everything in the blood. Okay. That's what he told me.
That's what he said. This doctor told me that years ago. So my checkups, 2-3 times a year, I go religiously. He told me that years ago. He said, we see everything in the blood. We catch it early if you come. Most of the time, people show up when symptoms happen, and sometimes it might be a death wish. It might be a little bit too late.
Okay.
But if you get the checkups 2 and 3 times a year to your primary doctor, he said we can catch things early. That's why early detection is very, very important when it comes to prostate. Urologist test, any test dealing with your systems is very, very important. So I
agree with
doing
you.
that.
Appreciate that health update. So what do you think about the election, John, that you did not participate in? And it sounds like you had good reason, but this is the second election cycle that you did not. Well, you did participate, which you wrote in Zorro.
Well, that election in 2016, yes, I did write in Zorro. I did participate, but I wasn't comfortable with Hillary, and definitely I wasn't voting for Trump. This election, I wanted to play it out because the doctor told me not to physically move around too much, not to exercise after surgery, relax, because I'm still coming out with blood when I go to the bathroom. So that has to heal. So he told me to just take my time.
I understand.
So I wanted to play it out. I wanted to play it out and see what happens, even though I did leave my my aunt and uncle's house with them after the surgery up until a day after the election. So I just decided, I still wasn't happy too much. I wasn't voting for Trump, Biden, but, the more I listened to Harris, I said, I'm going to play it out. If he gets in or not, let's see how this plays out. My focus with Biden is reparation. There's nothing else. I can't, as you indicated, both systems are corrupt, but the least of the evils, I understand that. But I often pointed out to you, Mr. Nathan Ivey, and many of you that are pissed off with people like me that do not vote. I've often said many times, it's an individual choice, people. Get with the program. I don't run around the country telling people not to vote. My individual choice, if I'm not happy with this corrupt government that lies, steal, and cheat, and throw away votes when they can, you think Trump is not behind the scenes trying to figure out a way of throwing this election? He's constantly beating the drum. So if I'm not happy with 400 years of African Americans being in this country, and part of the problem with us in the voting system is we don't stick together. We talk a good game, lip service, but when it comes down to our families, our wives, our husband and kids, and holding these electoral officials that you put in office accountable, we don't do that. We won't get into Barack Obama. You know how I feel about him.
Yeah.
And you'll read about
but John,
what I'm going to say about
John. No, we do. No, you don't, but we do. I just did. I voted. Now, I know you had your medical condition and all, and it is what it is, but that's wrong to say that we don't hold them accountable. We, as in black voters, just went to the polls or we mailed in our ballot, and we did just that.
Well, but that was your choice. I'm not mad at you.
I'm just saying, though, it's wrong to say that we don't do it. That's all I'm trying to say.
No, I didn't say that. I didn't say. I once again, I do not run around telling people to vote or not vote. Everybody has an individual choice. What pisses me off when I hear these handkerchief wearing black people, well, if you don't vote, you shouldn't say nothing. No, that's wrong. If I do not commit any crimes, if I pay taxes, I can scream louder than you if I vote or if I don't vote. So to tell me I can't be a part of the system if I didn't vote,
I didn't say you can't. I didn't say you can't, John. I'm just correcting you. John, I did not say that you can't say that. You're right. You got the right. All I'm saying is that it's incorrect for you to say, as now a non-voter in a presidential election for 2 election cycles, it's wrong for you to say that we as black voters don't hold people accountable. We just did.
Yes.
I just did. We just did.
Well, let's see. After this foolishness with the counting, this reminds me of 2016. No, this reminds me of Gore and Bush all over again with the counting of the votes. Let's see how this plays out, because Trump can still figure out a way of pulling this out. Let's see how it plays out. But if Biden and Harris gets in, you best believe I'm going to hold them accountable, even though I didn't vote. Yes, I am.
Oh, I know you will.
Because my focus, my platform, my focus is reparation. I've been saying that, and I'm going to keep saying it. And I'm going to hold you black people that did vote, that know you can change your community if you get off your butts, put the Kool-Aid down, get off the plantation, and push for reparation. Let's see if that happens. You let Barack Obama get away with 8 years and not make him deal with reparation. But Biden and Harris, you best believe I'm going to hold them accountable on reparation. I know I'm going to get lip service from them. We're going to put together a committee. We're going to start now. Okay, all right. 4 years of foolishness. You're going to play 4 years with reparation studies and this and that, and maybe get away with not letting Congress and the Senate and this country and countries around the world that dealt with slavery hold them accountable. So let's see how this play out. One day at a time. Let's see who gets into the White House, and we will deal with that. And Nathan, did you hear the latest news? I wanted to mention this before you left. The latest news I got, the next 007 is Letitia Lynch. Look that up on the news. Lashana Lynch. She's going to be playing the next 007 African-American woman. Interesting. Look her up.
All right. Thank you so much for the call, John. I wish you a speedy recovery, brother. Take it easy, man.
Have a nice day.
Yeah. He going to hold us accountable. This non-voter in the presidential election is going to hold us accountable. John is his story is a good example as to why you can early vote. Just early vote. Get it in early. You can mail it in, John. You can mail it in. I'm going to take the brother for his word, man. I'm not going to call him out and say I think he's lying, because he's a good brother and I don't want to come at him like that. But let me just go to the chop shop this morning. Pamela writes, good morning, Nathan Choppers. I think I read all of this. Let me catch up. Brenda writes, happy Thursday. Miss D writes, greetings. Tracy writes, hi. Sharp writes, good morning, Nathan Choppers. Ray writes, grand risings. Hey, Tracy, happy belated birthday. Jared writes, good morning, hashtag team and I. Mason Mahler, who was trying to call in earlier, and I'm about to go to a break, Mason Mahler, so give me a second. Someone's calling right now. I think it's his drop calling. Morning, Nathan Choppers. Flows, hashtag flows, ready to eat for everybody. Hashtag black votes mattered in Pennsylvania, Michigan, and Wisconsin. Hashtag good trouble. Hashtag I hate to say I told you so, but I told you so. Hashtag multiple names for multiple lanes. Hashtag know what the F I'm talking about. Hashtag bubble coat busters. Hashtag 5 to 8% of my flows got feelings. Well, guess what? Speaking of feelings and that whole 5 to 8%, we have, at least in his mind, the most hated man inside the chop shop, the most hated listener. I don't think that he is. And I personally appreciate the brother's contribution to the show. He's got a different perspective. I told you I'm mush mouth this morning. Bear with me. Give me maybe about 5 more minutes. We'll be hitting on all cylinders. But of course, I'm talking about the one and only Drop Squad 52. Hey, good morning to you, Drop. Welcome.
I don't even know why he called me out, Nate. I wished the man well yesterday. And I told him that I can relate to what the man is going through.
Right.
But I ain't going to come on no radio show and talk about my personal health. Okay? It ain't that serious, Mr. Ivy. I love your show, but I ain't going to get on here and do what John did. Now, granted, Mr. Ivy, you were the one that called the man when he was on the sick bed.
Yeah.
So I hope you listening, John. And if you misunderstood me, I apologize. But my brother, I may not be as old as you, but I'm 60, and I've been seeing my doctor on a regular basis. So I hear what you're saying, and I try to tell the same thing to my older friends. Now, Mr. Ivy, the reason I call is that man, that Negro, who we affectionately call in the chop shop the overseer. Why is he all in your chat room, all in the chop shop, running around? Oh, we won. Oh, we got y'all now. Oh, it's over. Hey, I know what I'm talking about now. Who the hell is he running around screaming for? Mr. Ivy, the election is not over. Tell Glenn from Mason to sit his ass down and get back to work in the fields for his master, because he is premature, Mr. Ivy, because it's pretty clear that Donald Trump still can win this election. And I appreciate you because you are a smarter man than Mason Mahler, because you know it's not over.
It's not
because
over.
The one thing, because I know you've noticed it, and a lot of people have noticed, Mr. Ivy, that depending on what network you watch, they are not giving Biden Arizona like Fox News did on Tuesday night.
Mm-hmm.
So the networks that have given Biden that number and put him at 264, Arizona can still go to Trump. I mean, he's got like a 60-40 chance with these votes that they already know. I forgot the terminology of why they think these votes will put Trump over the top. And then yesterday, when I called your show, you said that I did not have evidence of this so-called scam with the mail-in vote that was adopted in certain blue states that have heavy Democrat political hitters like Harry Reid in Nevada, like Stacey Abrams in Georgia, like Cindy McCain in Arizona, and the hatred that the McCain family have for the Trump administration, because we all know John McCain owns Arizona. So there are still questions out there. And Mason, what's that, sir?
I said John McCain is dead, just so you know.
Yeah, but his political power in Arizona is being wielded by his wife.
Is that true?
His wife went on national. Yeah, his wife made a campaign ad endorsing Joe Biden.
Okay.
So it was a reason.
But
and
that
again,
doesn't give her
Mr.
some
Ivey,
magical power to change the votes, though. I mean, she might have
I didn't
influence
say-
because she lost John McCain. She's a widower. That doesn't give her some kind of
Right.
magical Scarlet Witch from the X-Men power to change the votes. And no,
I'm not saying.
I didn't
Mr.
say
Ivey.
that you didn't have any evidence. I challenged you to share the evidence, and you admitted that you didn't have it. That's what happened yesterday.
Well, yesterday the evidence was put out there at a press conference by the Trump campaign, led by the president's son.
That guy.
Not Don Jr., but the other son.
That guy.
Eric, and Rudy Giuliani, and the Republican Party's poll watchers were all in Philadelphia, and at that press conference, that's when the ball started rolling. As far as this election is way, way far from being over.
Okay, well, you
because
had 24 hours dropped to try to come up with some information to back up what you said yesterday. Are you prepared to
okay,
share
Mr. Ivey,
today?
I dropped you a link. On your Twitter feed when I was retweeting the Nathan Ivey Show. When you send out your notifications every morning on Twitter, I dropped the link there from C-SPAN. It's the entire press conference. So I'm not trying to, tell you how to run your show.
Okay,
but the information is there.
Conference is not the same as giving me real evidence. I mean, can you break it down for us so we don't have to go through the whole press conference real here?
Oh yeah, I can get deep. Okay. The thing with the ballots, okay, the mail-in ballots, not absentee ballots. I'm talking about mail-in ballots. When the election ended on Tuesday night, about 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, in some states, Trump was ahead 200,000-300,000 votes. Then when we wake up the next morning, all these mail-in ballots come in. That makes the margin smaller, so they don't want to announce Trump as the winner. Because in one of the states, almost 85% of the vote was already in. Trump was up by like 400,000. So that was the evidence that was starting to come out on election night. On top of the fact,
hold on, this is where you lose me. What is counting mail-in ballots evidence of, in your opinion?
Okay, are you aware of ballot harvesting?
I'm aware of the term, but you brought it up yesterday, and I'm still trying to get to where the evidence is. The fact that somebody mailed in the ballot drop is not evidence of ballot harvesting. It's evidence that they mailed in the ballot per the instructions and rules that were set forth in their particular state's election, and somebody's counting it. It's actually evidence of democracy working, not ballot harvesting.
Okay. Well, Mr. Ivey, if again, I'm not challenging your intelligence on ballot harvesting, but maybe Black Russia can call in later. But ballot harvesting is normally used with absentee ballots. Okay. But in this case, in 2016, when these 4 other states, besides the 5 that have been doing mail-in for years, these other 4 states, what they did, they adopted the ballot harvesting with the mail-in ballots, because the mail-in ballots all have they don't have to go through postal sorting machines. Okay. They have what is called a business reply permit on the envelope. So when the postal people pick up these ballots, they put them in bags and take them directly to where they need to go. They don't need to be processed through the machine, okay? Because with today's technology, these sorting machines, they spray paint a barcode at the bottom of the letter, okay? And in that barcode, there's also a date. But that only appears if you run the mail through the machine. So some letters with that prepaid envelope get thrown through the machine. So you'll see a little barcode at the bottom. But those type of envelopes are not processed through a machine. So therefore, if let's say you have a housing project or a nursing home, Mr. Ivey, you collect all those ballots, you hold them until the walk-in count is done. Once the walk-in count is done, then you know the margin that you can make up. Either if you're behind by, say, 1,000 votes, okay, you go get the ballots from the nursing home. you know they're mostly Democrats. They add that to the count after the walk-in has been done. So that's why I told you, Mr. Ivey, that they use COVID in these 4 other states. And again, Nevada, which is in question right now, Philadelphia, which is in question right now, Michigan, even though they've called it and given it to Joe Biden, it is still in question now because in your artwork on your page, you showed the people in Detroit. That is another instance in Detroit where all these ballots came in and the representatives from the Trump campaign, the Republican Party campaign watchers, were not allowed to observe these ballots that came in.
That's not true.
Then there was an Mr. Ivey. Then there was an incident in Arizona.
That's not what happened in Detroit.
Okay.
That's just not true.
All right.
But then second, there's so many leaps of logic in what you just said there. I mean, it's just so funny.
Mr. Ivey, is the election over?
No.
Is the election over?
It's just so funny. No,
what
it's not.
states,
We know that to be
states
fact.
are in question? Mr. Ivey, what states are in question?
We'll get to that. So let me finish this point. So there's just so many leaps. Number one, what you just said about happening in Detroit is not factually a representation of that art that I have for today's show. That's not what the issue was going on there. And around the country,
well, even if it's the art, even if it's the art of the protesters in New York, those were not Trump supporters.
Okay. So, and then there's some things you said that just logically just didn't make any sense. And you still have not offered any evidence to this whole ballot harvesting wild conspiracy that Trump put out there. And a lot of Trump
the press conference from Philadelphia, Mr. Ivey.
Man,
you read it all.
You saw the press conference. I asked you to give us the bullet points, and you did your best, and it came a little bit short. But
I did. Okay.
You did your best.
It's all good. Short. I appreciate that.
But like I'm saying, I mean,
but
there's 5
is
states
the election
in the
over?
union already.
Is it over, Mr. Ivey?
We both can't talk. There's 5 states in the union in which
I'm the caller.
I know you're
the host.
You a caller.
You got 3 hours.
You a caller. I'm the host.
So let me get my time in, and then you can talk over me.
No, it's a conversation. So you had your point. You had your say. Now it's my point. Then I give it back to you. Talk past.
Okay.
So
okay.
So it just seems like a theory that was made up, ran down by Trump and the Trumpsters like yourself, who are just coming up with some excuse to try to explain why Trump may lose the election. It just doesn't make a lot of sense.
I'm not doing that, Mr. Ivey. Am I making up excuses?
There's 5 states in the union.
I'm giving you facts.
These states hold primarily elections entirely by mail. One of those states is Utah. Trump won Utah, correct?
Mr. Ivey, that is different from what's going on in Philadelphia and Michigan and California.
Utah, is that correct? It is
what?
Correct. Trump won Utah. Utah is one of the 5 states in which they do entirely mail-in elections. I don't hear you talking about
What are the other 4? Mr. Ivey, what are the other 4
I don't
states?
hear you. The other 4 are Colorado, Hawaii, Oregon, and Washington.
All Democrats.
And Utah.
Oh,
I'm just saying.
Okay, but hear me out. But Mr. Ivey,
answer my question.
Vote by mail.
But answer my
Mr.
question,
Ivey.
though. Since you're so concerned about mail-in voting, are you concerned about the states in which they do entirely mail-in voting in which Trump won?
Mr. Ivey, you're talking about 2 different processes.
We're talking about the process of mail-in voting. That is the same.
Okay, Mr. Ivey, had Nevada ever done mail-in voting for a presidential election before?
That's outside my knowledge. I don't know.
Okay, so if I tell you that they didn't, and when they adopted it with less than 90 days to go before the election, and it was challenged in court, is that beyond your knowledge, or am I just making stuff up, or it's illogical?
I answered your question, but you've yet to answer my question. My question is that Utah, I'm looking at it right now, is a red state. It went for Trump. Utah does entirely mail-in voting. Should we now do some grand investigation into whether Trump actually won Utah? Because they do entirely mail-in voting.
Okay, Mr. Ivey, how long has Utah
ballot harvesting in Utah?
How long has Utah been doing it?
I don't know. They did it this time.
You need to know this because
Why?
Philadelphia, this is their first presidential election doing it. Nevada, this is their first presidential election doing it. Michigan, this is their first presidential election doing it.
And They're following the lead of 5 other states that have been doing it for years and years and years.
Okay. All right. Well, see again, Mr. Ivey.
There's
like
another
I said,
hole in your logic as well. I want to point this out.
No, it's not. This is not a conversation about logic.
It is.
We're talking about politics.
Hole in your logic,
in politics, it's not about the truth. In politics, it's about what people will believe.
This is the Nathan Ivey Show. On this show, it's about logic and the truth. And so logically, there's a lot of holes in your argument. You know, you got people out here running around.
I'm not arguing with you. You're creating an argument.
Our conversation then. So there's a lot of logic in what you're saying, and illogic and leaps of logic in what we're saying. You're saying in our conversation here. You got Trump out here.
All right.
You got Trump out here suing
Trump
states.
Ain't said nothing since election night.
You've got
his
Trump
representatives
are
out here now because Mr. Ivey.
Trump is suing states in which Republicans are running the elections. Why would Republicans who are running elections, ostensibly they want Trump to win, why would they ballot harvest to hurt the Trump campaign? It doesn't make any sense, bro. It don't make sense.
Mr. Ivey, okay, that's fine. I'm not gonna allow you to dilute my phone call because you asked me about evidence. When I presented multiple cases of evidence, you claim I'm making excuses.
You told us about a press conference.
I'm giving you Mr. Ivey, I'm giving you evidence of what is going to happen over the next 10 to 15 days. Because the Democrat Party, based on some of the things you were saying in your monologue, the Democrat Party did not expect Donald Trump to get 12% of the black vote. They did not expect Donald Trump to get, I think, what was it, 20... they did not expect Donald Trump to get 32% of the Hispanic vote. So again, Mr. Ivey, what I'm telling you is, if it would have been in reverse, let's say Donald Trump would be sitting at 260 and Joe Biden would be at 215. You're going to sit here and tell me that we wouldn't be talking about the same challenges, the same court cases, the same recounts. You know good and dang well that we would be talking about the same thing on the Democrat side, Mr. Ivey. So my whole point is, when I call your show, is that the election is not over. Donald Trump clearly still has a path, even though it's getting smaller and smaller. But just remember, Arizona was given to Biden on Tuesday night. Fox was the only network to give it to Biden. So you take those electoral votes that were already given to Joe Biden, you take those away, give them to Trump, then he wins Nevada, then he wins Pennsylvania. It's over. Okay, so Trump has a path to the White House and to be reelected. So Glenn from Mason, sit your happy ass down somewhere and wait until it's over.
See, yesterday you were gloating.
Mr. Ivey.
Yesterday when you called in, you were gloating, you was happy.
I was not
dancing.
Mr. Ivey, what was I talking about?
You was sea-walking, you was doing all this kind of stuff when you got the phone.
What was I talking about,
I'm
Mr. Ivey?
The way you came across yesterday at the end of your phone calls, you was sea-walking, you was crip walking in LA while you retired.
But why?
And now,
why was I doing it?
When it's not looking good for your boy, you telling Glenn to sit his ass down.
See, Mr. Ivey. Okay.
Facts.
Okay, Mr. Ivey, before I hang up, you're going to give me the last word.
Absolutely. Go right ahead.
Okay. Now, again, you're mischaracterizing my phone call yesterday.
I'm not.
What I was so-called gloating about was the fact that Joe Biden and the Democrats did not blow out Trump. They did not take all these seats that they had projected from their buddies and their polling services, from their media, their lamestream media. That's what I was gloating about. And you even talked about it in your monologue this morning. So I see what you're doing, Nate. You are good, my brother. I give you your props. I like what you're doing, but you said it yourself. If the Democrats think that if Joe Biden pulls this out, that somehow Negroes gonna be dancing like Mason Marler, aka Mr. Cleophas, is all up in the chop shop dancing like he done won something. The train ain't at the station yet, Glenn. Sit your ass down. Just for 52 dropping science to anyone who wants to catch it. It's not how you start, it's how you finish.
Appreciate you, brother. Again, these belly-aching Republicans, these Trump supporters, they want to bellyache now and cry. When he called in yesterday, he was sea-walking. He was sea-walking down the highway in L.A. He was so happy and giddy and was calling out Glenn and everybody. I told you. And now that they're starting to count the votes, they love these Republicans and these Trump supporters love patriotism. They love democracy. And you have people out there chanting, stop the count, stop the count. They love democracy as long as their guy is projected to win. But when Joe Biden is projected to win, all of a sudden they want you to stop the vote. Trump's path to victory right now is well documented through a series of headlines and on multiple media platforms is he's trying to sue his way to the presidency, which is par for the course for his entire career. He's a creature of litigation. Trump don't care about courts. What do he do? You know, his right-hand man and top lawyer, Michael Cohen, said as much. So Trump thinks he's going to sue his way. He's hoping that it'll be the same as it was in 2000, and it'll go to the Supreme Court. He even mentioned the Supreme Court. That's not how the Supreme Court works, Donald Trump. They don't just take the case initially. It's got to work its way to the Supreme Court. So that's what Trump's path is. He's hoping he can sue his way to the White House. And all these belly-aching Republicans out here talking about some ballot harvesting. Where is the evidence? You know, these mail-in votes. But what about the 5 states, including Utah, in which Trump took? They've been doing mail-in voting for years. They ain't talking about those states. They only want to challenge mail-in voting in states in which it looks like Trump might lose. Oh, well, you know what they do is they go to a nursing home, they take those votes there, but then where's Republican precincts, they don't count those. Where's the evidence? Well, I posted the press conference from your Twitter feed. Come on, man, knock it off. Knock it off, man. You got to take the good with the bad, Trump supporter. Y'all was happy yesterday. Now, 24 hours later, they're starting to count the votes, all the votes, as if they're making up ballots. Like, you know what? We need 16,000 Democrat ballots. Get your marker. No, they're simply counting the votes as they come in per the rules that everybody knew. And Trump knew that he was a bad first-term president. He was whack as hell. He knew it was going to be close. And so he started to set up this rationale, this excuse 6 months ago and ran with it so that now when it looks like he might lose or the election is close, he could say, see, I told you so. I mean, these are first grader games. These are first grader games. These are kindergarten games. We can see right through this. But let's go back to the phones. Good morning and welcome to the show.
Morning, Nathan. It's Kev on the cell.
What up, Kev on the cell?
Trying to make it, man. So I'm standing while employed. I got a meeting in about 5 minutes too, so I got to make this quick. Job sounds hilarious to me. How you gonna say Mason Mahler is dancing and he wrong, and your president called this election 2 days ago at 2:30 in the morning? Come on, man. You don't even have to make stuff up about this stupidness that's going on right now. Listen, okay, so here's the deal. Turns out that they got to count all the votes for the election to be over. However, there are statistical reasons why people come up with who they are projecting will win. Meaning, if there's a write-in vote campaign and 60% of that is projected to go to a certain party, then if the other party has had their election results come in already, they're waiting on the number of votes to be counted from the state. But they know how many they have counted already, and so they can project 60% of that amount. It's hard math for those who didn't pass the 5th grade. But for the rest of us, this is easy math. All right, now I gotta stay on point today. All right, so look, I kind of agree though with one thing that Josh said. The election isn't over. But I disagree wholeheartedly with his statement that if we were in another situation that Biden would be doing what Trump's doing now or what the Trumpsters are doing now. I don't think so. I think that what would happen is he would wait to see what happened at the end of the election. If he won, he would take a victory. And if he lost, he would concede. And I think that's what he's going to do now as well. You know what I'm saying? I don't, unless there's, you know, valid reasons. If you're 1% of the vote, you can ask for a recount, which makes sense, right? So in some states, the difference in the votes are 7,000 or 8,000 votes. Yeah, okay, I get it. You know, I would ask for a recount too, because that makes sense. But in places where you have lost by 70, 80, 100,000 votes, you just lost. Take it on the chin, keep moving. The best fighters know that there'll be another fight another day. Oh, my bad. That's right. Trump's afraid that he got to move to Russia. I'm going to leave it there, bro. That was petty, and I know it, and I don't care. Because that's the best I got for them folks right now that are making up foolishness for no reason at all on a conspiracy that was started up 4 months ago and planned out over the course of an entire year in order to try and steal an election. It ain't going to work. Nathan, on every station across the nation, shout out to my man T-Bone. The program is working the way it's supposed to. Just allow it to play out to the end.
Hey, thanks for the call, Kev. R.I.P. to T-Bone, man. It's been a minute. It's been a minute, man. Damn. Listen, let me play this for you. This is this is a scene from Detroit, Michigan just yesterday, family. Check this out. They're saying they're chanting "Stop the count." How democratic is that? These white folks were upset in Detroit. Stop the count is what the Trump supporters are saying, because they think that somehow the Bidens or something are trying to steal the election. I mean, don't you want to count every ballot? No, they just love the idea of Trump being there. Like I told you, it's amazing how things can change in 24 hours. 24 hours ago, oh man, it was on top of the world. They loved it. They loved it 24 hours ago. Let me take a second here, family, because I want to do a giveaway this morning. I want to give away this sweatshirt right here. Black Voices Matter with the black background CDM logo. I'm going to give this away this morning. If you're interested in the giveaway, all you have to do is stay tuned, and I want you to text the correct answer to my number right here, directly to my cell phone. My number is 513-953-4224. Again, go ahead and do it now, because it's going to be some automated prompts, and I'll add you to my text messaging club. And simply, I'm going to flash an image on the screen. The image will be an image from a scene from a black movie. Okay, it'll be a scene from a black movie. I'm going to do it at 9:15 a.m. It'll be a scene from a classic black movie. And all I'm going to ask you to do is be the correct number and give me the correct title of the movie. And we'll take care of you. I'll be in touch to get your mailing information and the size. And I'm going to send that to you within the next couple of weeks. You should receive it. It looks pretty dope. The only difference I'll say to you is that Black Voices Matter right there. If you believe in Black Voices Matter, we do. I do. It'll be bigger than that. It'll be down here, probably a little bit over the belly as well. So again, I want to give you a heads up, because we did this 2 nights ago on election night, gave away 3, had 3 winners. It was great. But there's going to be maybe a couple of prompts when you text that number, 953-4224. Let me check my number real quick. And we got Glenn on the line. Glenn, hold on. Glenn, hold on 1 second, brother. I'm coming straight to you. But I want to do this giveaway at 9:15 a.m. this morning. Let me see if anybody is joining right now. You send me a message, I will respond right now in real time, so you know that it's actually my phone. Again, 513-953-4224. We'll give it away at 9:15. It gives you 15 minutes. You can go away, come back at 9:15 a.m. I'm going to put up the image. It'll stay up for maybe like 3 or 4 minutes or so. and then we'll I'll be looking for a certain answer, of course, the correct name of the movie, and a certain respondents. We'll put it that way. The certain person who will give us the correct answer here. Hold on, let me double check real quick. Now, while we're doing all of that, I'll leave that up for a second. Let me go straight to the phones here. We got Mason Mahler on the line. I'm sure he's got something to say. He was called out by Drop. This happens every morning. I'm here for it. Let's go straight to the phones. Hey, good morning. Welcome to the show. Yo, Mason Mahler.
What's going on, Nate?
How you doing, brother?
La, 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 la. Wait till I get my voting right. La, 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 la. Drop can't tell me nothing, right? Excuse me, Drop. Is you saying something? You can't tell me nothing. What's going on, Nate?
How you doing, man? I like that, actually. I'm doing great.
Man, I'm busting free this morning. Nate, I got that first day of school feeling going on, so you know what I got on today. I'm killing them now, Nate. I got on the fresh K-Swiss Face Super Crispy with the ancestral crease in the blue jeans, the old school Levi's. But I jumped on the 43 bus right there at Ready Road in Ashland, right across from Aberfields Golf Course. I jumped on the 43 with my number 51 Woodward jersey on. Yeah, I'm close to the day's Drop. Where you at, Drop? Where you at, Drop? You the busters that I walk past that you sit at the front of the bus, right behind the driver, so scary ass. You don't want to come in the back seat and flip quarters and play some tongue drop. You want to sit up there and be protected. Nate, you know what? I hate to pull a Michelle Obama, but for the first time, I'm actually proud of the Nathan Ivey, the host. Because, hey, you didn't pull a Kristen Welker. You went straight Martha Radish on Drop's ass. You wasn't buying the whole ballot harvesting. Really, Drop, ballot harvesting? You sound like John. I think he brought up Obama 3 times. He almost brought up Obama as much as he say, Mr. Ivey, Mr. Ivey, Mr. Ivey. I won't even assume by calling him the brother pal of the Nathan Ivey Show, because brother pal is actually cool. But everybody knows that, he says, legal wear like Drop says Nathan Ivey. Nate, the way I'm feeling good, man, is because I got so many things on my plot. I was actually writing down stuff. Oh, pardon me. Damn, it's still early. But I'm glad you brought up, the state of Utah, you brought up Washington, you brought up Colorado. Who were the other 2 states that had mail-in voting?
Let me see here. I had it up on my screen. I went away from it. It was Hawaii, Utah, Washington, Colorado, and one more.
Okay. Well, but the point being, and again, the chop shop, we're not the average cat's Drop. You can't call it here and act like we don't know that, voter fraud is basically in fractions when you talk about millions of votes. And you really can't. And see, this is the thing. And I tried to pass this by you, and I brought this up maybe months ago. When he talks about ballot harvesting, you know what ballot harvesting actually happened, Drop? It actually happened with a Republican. His name was, I believe, Hoffler. Larry Hoffler might be his name. He was down in North Carolina. And for people saying, well, Glenn, what are you talking about, Mason Mahler? This guy was their number one guy when Republicans went for voter suppression. He was their number one guy. He was like the Nate Silver of voter suppression for the Republican Party. Well, he unfortunately passed away. So his daughter went to go clean up, hey, let's go over here and get that stuff. And she found all these little hard drives. She happened to plug it in oh, my dad was like the Joseph Mengele of voter suppression.
Right.
She was horrified by it. You know the story, Nate.
I know the story.
I talked about it. Right. So, Drop, you can't call in no more. Let me tell you, Drop, when you going to stop, when you going to pull your halter top all over your neck and wear like a scrunchie or something and stop dancing for Donald Trump? When you going to do it, Drop? You sounded, even the whole idea, Nate, there were great U.S. patriots up there in Detroit showing up to protest, to be voter, what do you say, ballot watchers? No, it was just a bunch of fuckers from Delhi showing up like, hey, we want to watch y'all. That's all it was. They weren't official. Get out of here, Drop. And then he got to know, well, I hope like Russia call in. Now you ask for people to say your She don't want to be saved. Come on, Drop. When you gonna stop dancing? You want me to sing it for you, Drop? Come on. You like a little baby magic from Living Color. Come on, Drop, do a little dance for us. You like Samuel L. Jackson, do the right thing. Come on, mama. You don't give me your votes, I'm gonna do my dance. What happened to the votes, Drop? I smoked the votes, mama. Drop, I told you you didn't want this smoke. Why don't you just get on now? You like a gang. You like in a MAGA gang. What, they gonna jump you out? Why don't you sing a song for them? I don't want to be dropped no more. I don't want to be dropped no more. I don't want to be dropped no more. I don't want to be MAGA no more. Herman Cain stumped double ass. Like I said, they just like back in the day, man, when we used to play Mad. Remember, you could beat a brother like 56-21. He's still sitting there with the sticks in his hand talking about, I want to see what Boomer Esiason did. Man, get off the sticks. I'm out, Nate. I appreciate you taking my call, you sissies.
Take it easy, man. He said 56-21. I want to see what my stats are. He is funny for that, man. That sounds like me and my little brothers, man. Oh, my God. 56-21. Man. That's hilarious. Okay, absolutely, for sure. Okay, the only thing I'm going to do a little differently than what I did last time. So last time when we did the giveaway, we did it in a way, I'm only going to change it a little bit. So I'm going to, instead of leaving it up on the screen for the entire time, I'm just going to flash it for a set amount of time. All right. So make sure you're watching at 9:15 in about 8 minutes. Okay. Make sure you're watching the Nathan Ivey stream here on Sin Digital Media, because we're going to give away another one of these sweatshirts right here. So you can represent for us like we represent for you. Black Voices Matter with the black background logo, CDM, and wear it proudly. I'll be rocking my own very, very shortly. You'll see me. I'll make sure it gets to you. We'll take care of the postage, handling, all that kind of stuff. And I'll be in contact, so you'll get it within the next couple of weeks. All you'll need to do, if you're interested, you might not be interested. Like, I don't give a damn. Okay, great. I ain't talking to you then. I'm talking to everybody else. Step to the side. All you need to do is to text me to that number, 953-4224. 513 is the area code. 513-953-4224. Again, 513-953-4224. Go ahead and do it now, because there's going to be a couple of prompts, and I'll have you locked into my phone, and you can be a part of my text club. And I'm going to do a lot of exclusive stuff just for you. Plus, it's just another line, a more direct line of communication between myself and the folks that rock with me. If you enjoy what we do, you enjoy what I do, it's just another line of communication. And we'll have a lot of fun. You'll hear about what's going on first before anyone else. Plus, I'm going to do some exclusive giveaways directly for the people that are in my phone as well, in that text messaging club, along with my patrons as well. So again, 953-4224. Go ahead and do it now. And the reason I'm doing it this way is because it's going to take you maybe a minute or so to go through the prompts. Okay, you got to opt in. It's not going to cost you anything. And there are people who are already in, and they'll have a leg up on you. So I'm trying to even the playing field just a little bit. All right. All right. So if you're interested, do your due diligence. Do your due diligence. If you're interested, do your due diligence. Get in right now. All right. With that, I'm going to take a quick break, man. Maybe like 2 minutes at the most. We'll come right back. Don't go anywhere. Nathan Ivey Show, the last honest place in Cincinnati media. And we'll be right back.
Didn't know the love was war. Then I saw you coming at me. Somebody that I used to know. Somehow you're my enemy. fight no more. Origami on the floor, breaking stuff that's so sentimental.
People are always talking about the stock market, always looking to invest in a good opportunity, something with the potential to grow. So what if you could invest in the future? The future of kids, like a stock. Not the kind of stock where you invest to make money, but a stock for social change. A whole new kind of investment called Better Futures. When you invest, it helps students like me go to college, which ends up making the future better for everybody. I could be the first college graduate in my family, the first district attorney from my neighborhood. And if I'm the first, then maybe there will be a second and a third. This can really be the start of something. My name is Charles, and I'm your dividend.
Invest in better futures with UNCF. Visit uncf.org/invest. A mind is a terrible thing to waste, but a wonderful thing to invest in. A public service announcement brought to you by UNCF and the Ad Council.
1 in 3 adults in America have pre-diabetes, but most don't know it. To let people know it can be reversed before it becomes type 2 diabetes, professional basketball player Julius Randle is doing everything in reverse.
I'm only dunking with reverse windmills. I drove the whole way to practice in reverse. I don't recommend it. This move's called the reverse shuffle. I do recommend it. And it took me months to learn how to speak in reverse, like this. Here's 10 almost for diabetes type 2 with living Ben has mama. In other words, my mom has been living with type 2 diabetes for almost 10 years. So together, we want to say to the 84 million Americans at risk, exercise and healthy eating can help reverse prediabetes. Start by taking a simple 1-minute risk test at doihaveprediabetes.org.
Brought to you by the Ad Council and its pre-diabetes awareness partners.
Bet he can't say that in reverse.
The Nathan Ivey Show is supported by listeners. Go to www.patreon.com/Nathan Ivey Show and help Nathan keep the show independent.
You're listening to The Nathan Ivey Show. One man, one microphone, one mission. Now, let's get back to the flow.
Still rocking mics with superlative flows. Welcome back. Nathan Ivey with you. This is the Nathan Ivey Show, Cincinnati's first daily digital talk show that focuses on the Black community. Good morning, everybody. Welcome back. How are you? Hope you're doing well. And listen, I want to do a giveaway. I want to give this away to you this morning. Let me check my text messages because I know a lot of good people have just hit me up. I've been trying to respond. Yes, Tiffany, I did receive it. Casey, Kamikia, Sydney, BJ, Sean, Iona. Absolutely, I did receive it. Tiffany Daniels, Tiffany Jenkins, Tiffany Sissoko, Brent, G. Holloway. Yes, this is my phone. As I said, I did receive your message. Tess, join the texting campaign. What's up, Nate? What's up, Nate? Sean from Cincinnati, but live in Shelbyville, Georgia, just outside of Stone Mountain, Georgia. Absolutely, I did receive it. Hey, listen, it's real simple. I'm gonna flash to you. I'm gonna put up for 5 seconds. I'm gonna do it right at 9:15. At the stroke of 9:15, it's gonna go up. I'm gonna leave it up for 5 seconds. I'm gonna leave it up for 5 seconds, family. That's it. I may do it twice. I'll put up for 5 seconds, wait, put up for 3 seconds, real quick. All right? All I need you to do is to be, let me see, I need the correct answer. I think we'll take the 10th. Let's try that. We'll take the 10th correct answer. The 10th correct answer. All you got to do is text me to this number right here. And guess what, family? Is 9:15. But real quick, 513-953-4224. I'm going to flash on the screen right now. Just tell me the name of the movie. You must text it to me. Don't leave it in the comments. You're going to blow your deal, homie. Here it is. That's all you get. That's all you get. That's it. That's it. What is the title of that movie? That's a scene from a very famous, I'll call it a Black movie. Just need to know the name of the movie. Text it to this number right here, 513-953-4224. I'm taking the 10th correct answer. See that? The 10th correct answer. The 10th correct answer. Text the answer to that number, 513-953-4224. And I will make sure that you get this within the next couple of weeks. I'll be in contact with you today to confirm your mailing address and the size, and I'm going to send that to you today. I think that'd be pretty dope. That'll be pretty dope. You can represent. Sydney is hilarious. I need the 10th correct answer. The answers are coming in right now. I need the 10th correct answer. All right. People are like, damn, Nate, I missed it. Can you flash it again? I will flash it again. I'll flash it again. Plus, I'll keep the number up. I need the 10th correct answer. And we'll keep it up until about, let's say, 9:30. Some are coming in. It's a little slow. So you still have time. We might even do 2 this morning. Okay, you still have time. We'll keep it up until 10. Until 10:30 this morning. All right, give me some music. Y'all ready? I'm going to do it. This time it'll be for 3 seconds, real quick. You ready? That's all you get. Real simple. Use that brain. You got it. I don't want to make it too difficult. It all depends on how much you get out and what you see and things like that. Is that a clue? I don't know. You tell me. Just text the correct title of that movie to 513-953-4224. Again, 513-953-4224. Join the text messaging campaign. Join our mission to amplify Black voices in the greater Cincinnati area and beyond. And I'm going to send this to you. You should get it within the next couple of weeks. At least give me at least 2 weeks. Sometimes the services that I'm using can be a little bit slow. So, and then when you get it, then make sure you take a photograph of it and post it online for me, or just send it to me. Let us post it so people know you got it. It'll look pretty dope. You're going to see me rocking mine real soon. It's going to be super dope. And how could you not support Black Voices Matter? If Black lives matter, then Black voices must matter. If Black politics matter, then Black voices must matter as well. To me, it's all a part of the same family. All right, it's real simple. 513-953-4224. And I'll give the winner out if, in fact, we have a winner at 9:30. If we don't, I'll extend it for another, let's say, 10 minutes, and we'll try to get a winner this morning. I'm looking for the 10th correct answer. Text it. Don't put it in the comment section, because you're going to give somebody else the answer, and then they're going to beat you in terms of texting it to me. We don't want to blow the deal. Don't blow the deal. Real simple. 513-953-4224. All right, we got it. Now we can move on. Now, that is not the call-in number. This is the call-in number, 513-873-7134. If you want to share your thoughts this morning, I would love to hear them. We're talking about numerous things, including the fact that Trump supporters have hit the streets in a few cities in the country, and they are protesting the count in some cases. They're calling themselves voter watchers in some cases. I have no problem with you being a private citizen and you want to watch the vote. Now, they're not going to let you inside of the Board of Election. They ain't going to do that. But you want to stand outside, you ain't doing nothing, harming nobody, great. I ain't got no problem with it. This was a scene from Detroit. I ain't got no problem with it whatsoever. That's what you want to do, you go right ahead. You go right ahead. If you feel that way, then listen, you should go ahead and do that. I got no problem with it whatsoever. None. But if you don't know, as we sit here right now, it appears statistically that Joe Biden has the lead. That is the latest I can share with you, family. I'm sure we'll get today. They're saying that today or maybe tomorrow we should figure out what's going to happen in Nevada and Pennsylvania. And that's going to tell the story. As I understand it, Trump has to run the table. Joe Biden is one state away, by most media reports, from being Joe Biden or should I say from being President-elect Joe Biden. But I've been sharing some thoughts with you to my Democrat friends and political types. And to me, this election should open the eyes of the Democrats. It should open your eyes to the fact that there is a strength of relationship between Trump and his supporters that goes deeper than just their zombies or their Trump pansies or assaulting their intelligence. We got to get deeper than that. Trump is speaking to them and he's connecting with them, right? And if you're a Democrat, if you're a political person, we need to understand what that is. It's bigger than I think it's bigger than racism. I think it's bigger than just he's a Republican. There's something that Trump is selling that Trumpsters and the Republican Party members are buying. And if the Democrats are smart, they're trying to figure it out. You know, the Democrats should move way beyond talking ish and calling people names. Leave that to people like me in the world of media. If you're in that world, you should be you should have your microscope out, trying to figure out what it is. Here's another thing we found out, is that black men, in terms of the presidential election, are leaving the Democrat Party. Black men are not feeling the Democrat Party, the presidential candidate. They ain't feeling it. They ain't feeling them. And every year since Obama has been there, black men have demonstrated it. What is the Democrat Party going to do to try to reconnect with black men? Why is the Democrat Party leaving? Here's an article from NBC News. Black men drifted from Democrats toward Trump in record numbers, polls show. Now, these are exit polls, okay? This is not the conclusion, but it's something we can talk about here. Most black men supported Biden, but overall, as is being reported, Democrats have been losing black male support since 2008, according to an NBC exit poll. And they went back over since 2008 and looked at all the exit poll data. Why is that? What is it that the Democrats are not doing that is losing support from the black community, from the black male community? What is it? Again, it's got to be deeper than just, oh, these black dudes, it's Kanye, it's Lil Wayne, it's Lil Coochie. It's got to be deeper than that. The Democrats got a lot of work to do, family. They got a lot of work to do in the state of Ohio as well. And speaking to my friends in the Democrat Party in Hamilton County very, very bluntly, don't fall asleep. Don't think that these wins with Charmaine McGuffey, don't think that these judicial candidate wins means that you're going to keep this in 2 years, in 4 years. That would be a mistake. That'd be a mistake. Democrat candidate said a lot of things. We are looking for you to deliver. Hear all this stuff about bail reform, judicial reform. Well, damn it, you better do it. You better come through. Because if you don't, in 2 years, we won't be there for you. If you don't, in 4 years, we won't be there for you. And you're losing support. And by you, I mean the general Democrat national you. You're losing support from black voters and Latin voters all over the country. In some cases, it's bad messaging. And in some cases, just straight up ignoring. As I said, I'm listening to NPR the last couple of days. They're talking with these Latin, political types that have a really, really, working on the ground with the Latin community, the brown community. And they like, look, in places like Florida, they feel like the messaging was bad from Joe Biden and the presence wasn't there. The Democrats have to move past thinking that in the last 2 weeks, you can play some ads in minority media and that means something. That would be a mistake. And statewide, I don't know what the Democrats are doing in the state of Ohio. We standing back and watching the Republicans take over. This is no longer a battleground state. This is a red state. What are the Ohio Democrats going to do about it? Remember a few years ago when they put up the worst Democrat governor candidate in all mankind? And I mean, you have to go back way past the Jurassic period to find a worse candidate that was put up. Remember this? I can't remember the guy's name. It was a white man. He was the worst candidate ever. Did a terrible job. Who's making these decisions? The messaging is bad. What is your message? What do the Democrats stand for? It's not enough to say you're against Trump. It's not enough to say you're against the Republicans. You got to stand for something. I say you should be standing with workers. You should be standing with the black community. I mean, in my opinion, structurally, nationally, the Democrats are all wrong from the primary. Why are you starting the primary in Iowa when your most consistent support comes from the black community? Ain't no goddamn black folks in Iowa. Structurally, there's a problem there. The presidential elections, the Commission on Presidential Elections, whoever came up with that format and came up with the questions needs to have their ass beaten. That was terrible. You want to talk about a lack of representation? Y'all done asked no questions at all that had any impact whatsoever on the lives of black voters. Y'all run around here asking dumbass questions about white supremacy, which of course is an issue, but if you're going to spend time on a presidential debate floor, y'all should be talking about the policy issues that matter to us. What are the Democrats going to do about black wealth building? How are you going to allow us, and how are you going to help us through policy to get to that next level so we can live our African-American dreams? Where y'all at? Where you at? Y'all going to blow the deal in 2 years. You're going to blow the deal over and over again. Because for whatever reason, the Republicans seem to have whittled down and narrowed down on how to connect to their people. And again, it doesn't matter to me whether Joe Biden wins or not. Look at how close it is. Look at how close it is. Here we are 2 or 3 days afterward. Look at how close it is. We knew Barack Obama won that night. I was at a party. We knew he was it was like 11 p.m. We knew he won that night. It was a landslide. Since then, nope, not so good. Not so good. Y'all need to represent better candidates across the board, especially on that presidential tip. Because Joe Biden, even if he wins, he was not the first choice of a lot of black voters. He was just like a hold your nose vote. Black voters deserve to be inspired by the Democrat Party. That should be what you're trying to do. You should be inspiring us. Black folks should be like, damn, I can't wait to vote. Not against something, but for something. I don't care what happens with Biden. If he wins or not, I stand by these flows. Y'all got to get to work. And here in Hamilton County, don't fall asleep at the wheel. If you fall asleep at the wheel, I'll be here to tell you. If you fall asleep at the wheel, homie, it's going to cost you in 2 years. It's going to cost you in 4 years if you fall asleep at the wheel. Like, oh, we got this on lock. Oh, do you? Nationally, black men are already telling the Democrat Party, y'all ain't got us. Now, yeah, the numbers are still really, really high, near 90, but they're steadily decreasing. Why? I think I'm onto something here. I think we're onto something here. What do you think? 873-7134 if you want to share your thoughts. If you want to share your thoughts this morning, I want to hear them. I want to hear them. Am I wrong? Am I right? Do you agree? Do you disagree? Y'all got works to do. I mean, you know, celebrate your successes. Yay, we got some successes here in Hamilton County. But what are you going to do now? You wanted to have a top spot. You wanted more diversity. You wanted Democrat your judges. Okay, so we should see a difference. If it's the same as Republican judges, then what's the damn difference? You know what I'm saying? What's the difference? I'm just saying. Y'all said it's different. Then we should see it. It needs to manifest itself. We want to see some change. We want to see something different. We want to see something different from the Hamilton County Sheriff. We want to see something different from the Justice Center. Show it. You got the spot. Now do it. Get it done. And when you deliver and represent for us, then we represent for you. It's just how it works, man. Quid pro quo. Simple as that. If you don't represent for us, then you's going to have problems. You're going to keep on having problems. Simple. But let's go to the phones. Good morning and welcome to the show. Yo, good morning. Okay, I'm not sure what happened there. Call me back. Call me back. We got a call from Texas. It looks like. I'm not sure if that's, I know we got a couple of listeners from down in Texas. I'm not sure if that's Brent or whoever, but call me back. I'll put you straight on. Get it done. Make it happen, Captain. Y'all want to be the captain. Now you're the captain in some cases for the local Democrat Party. Deliver. And in terms of the state of Ohio, y'all got work to do, man. Y'all got work to do. Hey, good morning. Welcome to the show.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm doing great.
Good.
Welcome.
I just happened to go through my Facebook and I saw that you had a show with Black Matters, Black Voices Matter.
Absolutely.
And I just wanted to comment because a lot of people call me, a troll and how can I turn my backs on Democrats? And I just want to voice my opinion because it's hurting, that some people just have different opinions and they don't understand that. And that's the free speech that we are allowed. And I want to give a little information about me as a person and tell you why I chose to be a Republican this year.
Okay.
And it's very disturbing, but also it's facts. And
What's
when
your
you
name,
have
caller?
facts, you can't.
What's your name?
I'm sorry?
What's your name? I just want to put your name on the
My
screen.
name is Robin Broadnex.
Robin, okay. And you down in Texas?
Uh-huh. Yes, I'm in Houston, Texas. I was born and raised in Compton, California. And I'm a mother of 5 children. I have a family that was caught in the era of the crack, it was just really bad in the 80s. And as I was growing up and I was seeing that, and I just knew that this could not be the way of life. This cannot be our people. And not only I was able to see that, I was able to see the riots and how it destroyed the city and how we couldn't go to the stores to, get things that we needed. We had to have a car or we walked or caught the train or the bus. And as a child, I'm looking at all of this and I'm looking at TV also. I'm like, dang, well, why those kids, why I have to live like this? Why is there so many, kids in this home, And at that era, the mothers at that time would have multiple kids and they would bring them to the grandmother's house. And so that's how we ended up sleeping in a bed like sardines, because they would have the children, but they wouldn't take care of them. They'll go out, smoke crack, whatever. But anyway, long story short, as I saw that through my years and then having to be shipped to a foster home and seeing the difference of life. And I thank God that God took me out of that. So I got to see, I say the best of both worlds, because I got to see being in poverty and living the life that, you're supposed to try to live, the American dream. So anyway, as time went on, I ended up in a foster home, me and my siblings and things of that sort. And my aunt that lived in Texas, this is how I ended up in Texas. The California awarded me to my aunt. So they gave us a plane ticket. We ended up here. But it's just hurtful because no one never told me how to vote. No one told me the difference between Democrat and Republican and this thing. I had to do my research. And you get to the point where I had come to the conclusion, I'm like, why do they hate this man so bad? Why do they talk about this man? They're actually treating him worse than Obama. So why is this happening? So I started doing my research and I looked at it and I looked at his money. I looked at all the bad business deals he's done, but we're all human, and it just comes to the point that I looked at Biden. I never heard about this man until he was with Barack Obama. Never in the 47 years, I never heard about anything. So I done my research on Biden. And I'm like, why would I vote Why would this man deserve my vote? He's been in the political game for 47 years, and he has not done anything for us as Black people. What has he done to help the families that were messed up in the 80s, where you took them away, the families separated them? You know, I didn't like that. And then when I did research on Kamala Harris, I'm like, wow, how can she do that to the Black people? How can you incarcerate a mother that has 5 or 6 children and you have that one that's in the street that don't want to go to school, and you deteriorate her from being with her other children? How can you do that? How can you allow people to get abortions that are in term because they didn't slept with somebody that they don't approve of having that child? Give that child away. It's many of people that wish they can have children. Don't kill those babies. They don't even have a voice. So when they say that Black lives matter, no, all lives matter. You understand what I'm saying? These babies didn't even get a choice. And then Planned Parenthood selling their body parts. How could you do that? Most of the babies were Black babies. And if you look at it and you look at the statistics on TV, they're not going to give you the real facts. They're not going to tell you what's really going on in the world. Latinos, here they is talking about a man talking about he's finna build a wall. If Donald Trump was that so bad, these Latinos would not have came out and voted for that man like that. They talk about the wall. Oh, he said he's going to build a wall. Yeah, he's going to build a wall. Have you seen that little broken up ass fence? Excuse my language. The fence that they have to separate Mexico from the United States. That's sad. But you care about America. Yes, Donald Trump is trying to stop that. Why is these people pouring in? We as Americans can't even get our health care insurance. We can't even get help like we need to because we got people pouring in without going through the right way to come here. You know, it hurts me. It hurts me as a Black mother of 5 children. It actually brings tears to me because I've seen that. I've been through all of that stuff. So I'm like, what else do I have to lose? I'm tired of the same old stuff about how they're going to help the Black people. You tell us what you're going to do. Don't tell me, show me. And Donald Trump only been in office 4 years, and he has done more for the Black people than Biden. And I have to say, Obama. True enough, Obama put stuff in place for Trump. But as you look at it, Trump has done so much within the 4 years, and this man ain't even a politician. This is a New York man that build buildings and make money and all that. How is that possible?
Hey, Robin, I got to jump in and ask you from your perspective, and I appreciate you sharing your thoughts, but from your perspective, when I hear you say things like Trump has done a lot for Black people, he's done so much. In your opinion, what has he done for Black people? Okay,
he has done, number one, we have people incarcerated, okay, that has done, okay, now they're legalizing weed. Pretty soon, they're going to let the people out that was making other drugs, you know, and they find out that it's good for the community or try to help people with their illness, you know. That's one. The next one is it's so much stuff he has done. I just can't think of it right now because I'm so riled up. But if you do your research and stop looking at the news and start paying attention to facts, and my other thing that I have a question is, Trump is not the person that he is. Why is all these people coming together as one to try to save America?
Well, when you say all these people coming together, I'm not aware of that. But back to
Not
your first
only,
point,
I'm talking
Robin,
about
the
Hispanics,
drugs.
Korean people,
Yeah.
black people, white people. I don't just see white people. You know, they try to make it seem like the Republicans is just for white. That's what I was taught as a girl. Oh,
Right.
no. Republicans, you know, you don't want to be them. Why don't I want to be a Republican?
But listen,
Why
let's be
don't
clear
I
here,
want to
Robin.
save babies? Why don't I want to put good
I
things
get
in
it.
place for
I get
my
it.
children?
I get it.
I
And
don't
again,
want to be on welfare all my life. I don't want to get handouts all my life. I don't
well, the
want the
majority of people
government
don't want
to
to be on welfare all
dictate
their life
what
either, Robin.
is
I
for
hear what
my
you're saying.
family.
Yeah, but let me go back to something. You sort of asked you, what has Trump done? And again, that's a very serious question because I'm not trying to say that he hasn't done anything. But when I hear people calling and say he's done all this stuff for black folks, as a black man married to a black woman, a black-owned business, and black kids, I'm still trying to figure out what that is. Your answer to me was legalizing weed. Those are state ballot initiatives.
No, not legalizing
Hold on, let me get it all
weed.
out.
I'm
Let me,
just
I know
saying
I'm wrong.
the
I know I'm wrong.
reforms
Let me
that
get it all
he's
out,
done.
Robin. Let me get it all out. I know I'm wrong, but let me get it all out. Listen to you. So those are state ballot issues. Like here in Ohio, that's a state issue. That has nothing to do with the Trump administration whatsoever.
Exactly. But what I'm saying is they're letting men out for all these little cases and things that they've done in the past, but yet you're legalizing weed. You know, it just contradicts everything. You know, how can you incarcerate men for things that y'all are doing? Like people in Congress stealing money. So you lock black men up for stealing money, but you doing it. So it's okay for you to do it because you're white or you're this or you have education. That it's not right either way it goes.
The criminal justice system ain't fair to black folks. We know that. So what you're saying is
I know that. I
know
know that. My husband is incarcerated. And I'm just telling you, I'm a single mother. I own my own business. I do what I could do to support my children. But in 2008, I told myself that I did not want to be on welfare anymore. I wanted to do something to make this world better, to show people that I care. You know what I mean? I have a home where I take care of elderly people. And it's so messed up because I really wish they would fix that SBA loan and the PP loan. How can you not help people with small business? Because you can't help them because their credit is messed up. It's just boggling to me that a lot of people that don't have business get a $30,000 loan or a $10,000 loan, but then some people can't.
Ask Trump. He
so
signed it.
That's my thing right now that I'm really trying to pay attention to because this is sad. It doesn't matter who wins. Either way, we're still going to have trials and tribulations. But this opens the eyes as black people to see that it's not fair. With the votes never could be fair.
Okay. Robin, thanks for the call. I appreciate you. Don't be a stranger.
You're welcome.
Yeah, most def. I appreciate
it. You have a blessed day, sir.
Yeah, thank you. That's Robin. She came across us on Facebook. Like I say, when you share the show, more people see it. It's real simple. I want to unpack some of what she said. I mean, at the beginning there, the reason why I'm willing to listen to it, because like I said, I really believe that if you're smart, we won't just dismiss people that support Trump. If you're smart, we'll listen to them and try to glean what that strength of relationship is. There must be something. And she says some things that I've heard Trump echo. And I think it's real easy to pass it off and say, oh, and dismiss it. But I think that would be foolhardy. I think that'd be a mistake. So, and I think it comes down to messaging. So we heard this over and over again, and Trump even said this on the election, and it must have stuck because people keep regurgitating it. You had 47 years, Biden. You had 47 years. And I think, and I'm just taking a stab at it here, just live on the air without really sitting and reflecting with it, but what I think is that we're in an era where voters, it's like, and I know it's going to sound like a contradiction because Trump talks a lot and hasn't delivered a lot, in my opinion, for us. But we live in an era where there's a real cynicism toward long-time elected people. Like if you're a long-term politician, that in and of itself is being used against you. And it's kind of like, well, you've been in Congress all these years. You was a senator. What have you done? And like if you Joe Biden and you're the Joe Biden team, for me, that goes back to messaging. Like, If you spend 47 years on any job, you should be able to tell me 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 real quick what your superlatives are. That should be easy. And perhaps the Biden campaign didn't do a good enough job. And again, he may still win, but I still think because it's such a razor thin margin that there's some room for a critique here. And in general for all candidates, because the Democrats thought they was going to take a majority. They was going to make up some ground in the Senate. They didn't do that. They actually lost seats in Congress. Why? So it's got to be something around messaging. There's got to be more there than just, oh, well, these are sheeple. I mean, I think that we're living in an era where gullibility is at an all-time high, which is a precursor to the last days. A forthcoming book, Last Days of Common Sense. You're hearing it here first. But at the same time, again, I just feel like it would be a mistake to dismiss what Trump supporters and Republicans and people that support the GOP have to say. I think that's a big mistake, in my opinion. But let's go to the phones. Hey, good morning. Welcome to the show.
What's up, Nate?
Oh, what's up, Minister?
Not much. One question about that last phone call. Okay, she said she came from the LA and stuff and everything, because I got an aunt that lived in LA back in those times. What Kool-Aid is she drinking? Is she drinking that Jim Trump Jones Kool-Aid? Because that's what I'm really hearing. Trump do not care. He do not care. I don't understand this. First of all, she's a black woman. You're bashing Kamala Harris as a black woman. I'll be supporting her. We need more people in that White House. A skin color. But instead, I want to do this GOP act. Do this represent you, last caller? I want to do that. Because really, Trump don't give a damn about himself. Let's be honest. I had to turn. I'm on the road heading up to Wisconsin, and it's so much. Nate. It's so many Trumps for truck drivers. There's a lot of Trumps for truck drivers. Got the American flag, got the Blue Lives Matter on their truck, everything. And it's sad. And everything I heard is Trump had he gave a lot of jobs back out. He giving out stimulus check like it ain't nothing. Well, first of all, hold on. The stimulus check was our tax dollars. Like facts. We see right through you. And he tried to do it the second time, and he said that he was going I'm gonna use my money for the next stimulus check. We see right through you. We know what you're about to do. You're gonna give you your money from your money to getting a stimulus check, and you want to make the branches pay you back. You know what I mean? You want those taxes back, so you want the government to pay you. No, we see right through you. I'm not drinking no Kool-Aid what you're drinking on Trump. I call Trump Mr. Bojangles, and she is the one to her drop Mr. Bojangles. I clap, I dance, I sing, and let's go on the train. And it sickens me when she just said, oh, I lived in LA back in the 80s. What was Trump then? Because he was a businessman back in the day. I didn't remember he was going out LA helping out black people like that in LA. Do you remember, Nate?
No,
back in the 80s?
No. He was discriminating against black people in housing in New York in the 80s.
Yeah, he was discriminating. Yeah, because he was going with the what was it? He was going to what was it? I think he was starting up that football team. I guess in the late 80s, early 90s. The Generals. Remember when he brought on Herschel Walker? And fuck Herschel. That's what I want to say too. He's a sellout too. I support Trump, and he got his son supporting him too.
Yeah, he does.
The sellout. So the thing is, she didn't bring up that. Yeah, he did. I remember that, Nate. She didn't bring up that. And instead, but she's, I want to, okay, I mean, we got another that's probably Drop Sister, probably in Houston. I mean, I get it. I mean, like I said, support Mr. Bojangles and support and and they run around with the dance of money. And the thing is, Nate, we got to do, right now, we have to do what we got to do. I tell Nate that it's about to get ugly on both sides. At 2:00 in the morning, who sit here and she support this? The Kool-Aid, she's drinking that Kool-Aid, and I don't understand what she's drinking. The thing is, he sit there at 2:00 in the morning. I feel that the people lie. I feel like they need to count. They count their votes, but I already have it in the bag. He basically saying he already got it in the bag, and he said they need to stop counting absentee ballots. Oh, yeah, I see right through you, Orange President. You're getting scared because Biden is about to try to take over Trump. I mean, Nate, the thing is, what Biden did, you were saying this stuff, Nate, but at the same time, he was doing stuff virtually instead of going out to the public and stop and not get coronavirus like freaking Trump. Excuse my language. That's what he was doing. You know who supported him on that? Obama. Obama said, let's do virtual because this is how we're going to get the young media, the young people, instead of these old people. I mean, because Trump, like you said, like we always say, we always know, Trump likes old money. He likes the old money. He don't care about me. He don't care about the young people.
Trump cares about Trump.
Even you, Nate.
Trump cares about Trump.
Trump cares about the Trump crime family, Jim Trump Jones, and let's see who can drink the Kool-Aid. But now he's throwing a hissy fit. Nate, he's throwing a hissy fit because he's not winning. That's what's going on. And you heard what he said? Did you hear? Did you see the tweet he put out the other day?
Which one?
About he got flagged. But he got flagged.
Yeah, I did see. Yeah,
like that's unbelievable. And even CNN, I read that. I listened to this yesterday. CNN said that that is illegal. You cannot say that. And then if you put that tweet out again, that will mess up your votes. That's what. And see, this is CNN saying this. So I'm about to get back on the road, Nate. I holler at you, man. Like I said. Stop drinking the Trump Kool-Aid and let's support the black people and, like you said, policy and tangible. All right, Nate, I'm out.
Take it easy, man. Appreciate it. It's the minister right there. Be safe on them roads, man. He's on the roads of America. So he's on his way to Wisconsin or in Wisconsin. He brought up Trump's Twitter. I'm on Trump's Twitter right now. 40 minutes ago, here's what the president, and this is democracy, right? Stop the count. Why would you stop the count? Count every vote. Whoever wins, wins. I'll say it again. Black people's liberation is our own hands. We are going to save us. We are going to liberate us. Politics is a tool. It's about setting priorities for policy, which is important, and setting priorities for tax dollars, which is important. But this is what's going to save you. Your own hands. That's it. Nobody else. Nobody come to save us. All right, let me, my time is short here. Don't forget, Midday Juice today, coming up at 1 p.m. on this stream on Facebook. Ask Ashley will be with you at 1 p.m. tomorrow at 12:30 p.m. Of course, you got the Is It Just Me podcast with Donnie B. Can't wait to see her analysis of everything that's happening this week. We may have a conclusion by that time. Of course, over the weekend, the Dope Chicks Collective at 1 p.m. on Sunday. Then again, next week on Tuesday evening, of course, you got Valet Service Podcast with Fast Pitch. She was out and about on election night. Can't wait to hear what she has to say, sharing her observations. Looking forward to it. Now, we got some business to take care of first. I ain't going to forget the business because we giving away a sweatshirt this morning. We might do one a morning. How about that? We'll do one again tomorrow morning. If you'd like to win this Black Lives Matter sweatshirt, then all I'm asking you to do, real simply, and all I've asked you to do is simply text the correct answer of the trivia question to that number. That is my number directly to my phone. Let me check it right now because people have challenged me, I guess, or just wanted to make sure it was right. Okay, we got a lot of folks. Got a lot of folks that want to play along. I'm looking for the 10th correct answer, and if I can't get 10 correct answers, I might amend it a little bit. And if you've already won, you cannot play again. If you've already won, you cannot play again. Let me see here. Somebody wrote, I'm stumped. Is that right? Yeah, I'm looking for, we're not there yet. I'm looking for the 10th correct answer. All you have to do is join me via text message at 513-953-4224. Real simple. I'll put the trivia question up again. It's real simple. I'll flash it for 5 seconds. It's a scene from a popular black movie. All you need to do is text me 513-953-4224, the correct answer of the movie. It's real simple. You ready? Are you ready? Are you ready? That's it. That's all I got for you. There it is. That should be enough. That should be enough. Just tell me the name of that movie. That's a scene. That's actually a classic scene from the movie. Very classic scene from that movie. It's classic because that movie was so layered that like you had to go back almost and watch it like 3 or 4 times to get everything. And there were things that happened in that scene. No lie. There were things that happened in that scene that people that watched it like had to harken back to, like, oh, damn, you remember in that scene? That's why I showed it to you. For those that know, they know. If you know, you know. Just text me the correct answer to 513-953-4224. Very, very simple. Even if you don't want to play along, if you don't give a damn about the sweatshirt, okay, but you want to join the text messaging campaign, you want to directly text me, that's just far better than, tweeting me or in some cases even direct messaging me on Facebook. This goes directly to my text, directly to my phone, and I'll get a notification and we can connect that way. Again, 513-953-4224. Won't cost you anything. You can always opt out at any point. I ain't no hard feelings on it whatsoever. You got to do you. And I'm not going to hit you over the head and hit you with a whole bunch of text messages like that unless we're having conversation. So I just need the correct answer to 513-4224. I'm sorry, I said that wrong. 513-953-4224. That's all I need. That's all I need. That's simple. That's painless. That's easy. Crystal writes, Robin Dansbury, Trump ain't fix-ish. Don writes, Nathan, what point should the Democrat Party be addressing that, in your opinion, would spark the interest of black voters? A black wealth building. Black wealth building. Black wealth building. That is conspicuously left out of the Democrat platform. And yeah, they'll talk about it, but I'm talking about hitting it over and over and over again and coming up with policy and strategies that will realistically increase black wealth in this country. Dealing with, in particular, black females, dealing with the incredible amount of student loan debt. If you want to get the attention of people, when you're talking about kitchen table issues, you're talking about money, because that's what people are talking about on the kitchen table. Money. How can I keep more and get more? Okay. Right now, statistically, in terms of a demographic, black women are dealing with more student loan debt than anybody else in the country. What are the Democrats going to do about that? What is your plan, sir? What is your plan? Let's start with the dollars. Because when black people got money, we can handle a lot of this stuff ourselves. You know what I'm saying? You put the money in my pocket, I know what to do with it. And I can go out and get the home. I can move to a different neighborhood. I can buy the kind of things I want to. I can start a business. Right? The dollars, like everybody else. All these billionaires spending all this money on these elections. So what you think it's about? It's about money. Why is we any different? Give us the dollars. How can I get more and how can I keep more of what I'm earning? Real simple. To me, Part of being a good citizen is going to college and educating yourself. That's one element of it. That's not the only pathway. You got a lot of black folks, black women that went out and worked hard through college, got doctors and lawyer degrees and all this kind of stuff. And now they can't really, now they're spending 20 years paying it back. They really can't live their African-American dream because they're struggling with it. Alleviate it. Believe me, when you start talking about the dollars, Don, you're going to get people's attention. The dollars. Access to capital for black entrepreneurs. Black people, let's be real here about the contributions from the historically black intelligentsia in this world. Let's be honest about it. And what? Black entrepreneurs are on the cutting edge in terms of their thoughts. They in the back of the line when it comes to actually being capitalized. Reverse that. Let the access to capital match the brain power that we bring to the table. The dollars. We start right there. You know what I'm saying? Criminal justice system, yeah, it's got to be done with. But let's start with the money. Can you feel me on that? How can I make more? How can I keep more? I'll take care of everything else. Like when I got the dollars, I can pick out my own house. I can pick out my own car. You know, I know what to buy. I know what I need to buy. So that's what I want you to deliver. Deliver that for our community. You know what I'm saying? In Cincinnati, was there a $35,000 gap in terms of wealth of black homes and white homes? Close that gap, local Democrat Party. What is your plan to close that gap? Because you ain't talking about the dollars. You ain't talking about a goddamn thing. Simple as that. We ain't got to talk about nothing else. Let's just start right there. Now, we see the Republican Party, what they do for rich folks. They came through. If you're a rich person in America, I've even heard black folks that's got money saying, well, hey, Trump's been good for me. Why? He's delivering the dollars. What about working class folks, man? Working class people in this country work hard. You have been producing over the last 50 years. But in terms of what you're taking home in terms of wealth, that's been going steadily down decade after decade. So reverse that. Reverse that. So American workers who work hard every day, maybe you don't have a college degree, but you work hard every day so you can actually spend some time with your family. So you can reasonably take a vacation. So you can buy a home, buy a car if that's what you want. Buy yourself some stocks. There's a reason why the vast majority don't have any investments in the stock market. They can't afford it. They can't afford it. Change that paradigm. Let's start with the dollars, Don. We ain't got to talk about nothing else. Start with the money. I'll tell you another way. And this is a cutting edge way the Democrat Party can serve all those interests and connect with black folks. Because there's a brand new emerging market here. And I'm talking about legal weed, the legal marijuana trade. We talk about reparations. That can be part of our reparations. The policymakers need to make sure that black people, and I ain't talking about the same old black people that's already wealthy. I'm talking about spread the wealth with this amazing new emerging market. Okay? That legal weed game is going to be huge. Let's make sure black people play a major role in that. Because black people played a major role in the criminalization of it. Oh, they love to use that as a rationale to run down on you. Do I smell weed? Oh, they love it. So now that we legalizing it and we thinking differently, and everybody's progressive, make sure you pass out the dollars to us. They're simple. This ain't rocket science. It's easy. I'm talking about the money. Give me the loot. And everything will be Gucci. Simple as that. When they go legal in Ohio, motherfuckers gonna be paid. Telling you, when we go legal in Ohio, legal recreation Ohio, motherfuckers gonna get paid. Make sure we getting paid. Carve out some of that for black entrepreneurs, for black folks. And I ain't talking about Oscar Robertson. I ain't talking about the same old juicy and black folks. I'm talking about go make some new black money millionaires. You know what I'm saying? You know, Bloomberg was right. Remember Mayor Bloomberg when he jumped into the primary? He said some shit that made sense. He said, listen, I want to make 1,000 new black millionaires. Now you talking. Now you talking. Okay. Black millionaires? You got my attention. Start with the dollars. Deliver. Close the gap, close the wealth gap. And then black folks we can pay for our own liberation. Then we cool then. We know what house to build. We know where we want to live. You know, if I gave you the money, you know what you want to buy. Again, so let's start right there, Don. That's where we start. We start with the dollars, deliver. I want to keep more and make without having to sell one of my children into chattel or kissing a whole lot of ass. You know what I'm saying? I mean, like everybody else. Real simple. And again, that legal marijuana trade, oh my God, it's going to be a bonanza when it hits in Ohio. I'm telling you here, if you're in a position to put yourself in that position, get it, homie, and grab it. Because Americans love what? Drugs. Americans love drugs. We love to alter our state. We love our beer. We love our wine. We love our marijuana. We love our pills. We love our shrooms. I'm just being honest with you. Let's be real. We love it. Somebody's going to make it. Somebody's going to make money. I remember going back, I don't know, maybe 7-8 years ago, they had a ballot initiative here in Ohio. And then all of a sudden we had, it was a dude from 98 Degrees, Nick Lachey, talking about he was going to be the weed kingpin of the Midwest. Why in the fuck would we make this white dude the legal kingpin of weed in the Midwest when black folks have been criminalized and been suffering the brunt of the criminalization of marijuana? That made no sense. We bore the brunt of the criminalization of drugs. So when drugs go legal, we should be first in line to make the money, to make that loot, period. And the policymakers can make this happen. That's what they need to be talking about. Run around here talking about some dumb ish during these presidential debates. Man, I was disappointed as hell. It was a fiasco. It was a farce. So to answer your question, Don, that's how I feel about it, straight up. The dollars. We ain't got to talk about criminal justice, although there's a lot to talk about there. We ain't got to talk about nothing else. Let's start with the money, and then we can use that as black people, as black family, to liberate ourselves, to buy what we want, to take care of our own retirement. Then we can start, when black folks got more money, when working class people got more money, then we can support candidates like Fanon Rucker. Feel me? See how that works? Now we're in a place like the lenders and all these big money people in Hamilton County that got behind Joe Dieters and just can outspend you. Well, when we got the money, then we can compete. It's simple. You know what I'm saying? Real simple. We got the money, we can loan that money to our family members. Our family members with great ideas, entrepreneurs don't have to go to the banks and kiss a whole lot of hiney and beg and plead and jump through hoops and all this kind of stuff because you got a great idea and you can't get capitalization. It's real simple to me. Start with the dollars. All right. Hey, what's up, Pat? What's up, David? David just sent me something here. He writes, you asked what Trump and this is on text. He writes, this is David. He writes, you asked what Trump and his campaign are doing to convince people to follow his shenanigans. It's called the persuasion code, the neuroscience of sales. The course is on LinkedIn. I'm going to look for that. That's interesting. Hey, what's up, Jerica? What's up, Jerica? Let me see if we got a winner here. What's up, Sean? Sean writes, I'm stumped, man. Really? Really? I thought this would be quite easy. I mean, what's up, Nay? Have you listened to the words that come out of his mouth? Iris writes, what? Robin? Oh, my. He ain't feeling it. Let me see if we got a winner here because I'm looking for the 10th correct answer. The 10th correct answer. Let me see if we got it here because we might. Let me see. See. Oh, we do have an answer. We do have a winner. What? 5, 7, 8, 9. I don't think we have a winner. No, we so close. We so close. We are so close. I'm going to do it one more time. I'm going to do it one more time, family. And then we're going to get a winner. I'm going to announce the winner before we leave today, okay? That is my text message number. That is my number to this cell phone right here, 513-953-4224. I'm just kicking off a new pathway of communicating with my audience, and I'm going to do it through text. If you want to text me, if you want to connect, 513-953-4224. If you got ideas, you got suggestions, guest ideas, or whatever else, you can always text me, and I will respond promptly, okay? Also, I'm going to use that as a communication line to let people know about what's going on. These are folks that really, really rock with the show, I can tell. And so I can run ideas past you. I want to do some special exclusive giveaways. Hell, I might even do just a show that's only accessible straight through text messaging. There's a world of ideas that are out there. But for today's purposes, let me put the music going again. Let's do it again. We'll do it again for 5 more seconds because we have not hit that threshold yet. It's real simple. It's a trivia game. I'm going to flash an image. It's an image of a black movie. I'll give you a hint. This is a black movie. That's the help. That's what I can do for you. I gave a little bit of a clue early on today. I don't want to tell too much. All right. I'm going to put it on the screen for 5 seconds. All you have to do to win this sweatshirt, and I'll take care of all the charges, I'll make sure you get it within the next couple of weeks, is to correctly send the correct name of the movie to 513-953-4224. Just text it to me. Just the title. That's it. That's it. I'm looking for the 10th correct answer, and then I'm going to make a move. I got to move on for the rest of the day, okay? Here it is. It's just that simple. It's just that simple. So just text me 513-953-4224. Let me check again. All right, one. I think we got a winner here, actually. Let me double check here. I want to make sure. We got a winner. We got a winner. We got a winner this morning. I'm happy. So what's the name of this movie, family? I thought this might be too easy, quite. I'm like, man, this is going to be too easy, man. Everybody's going to get this. I don't want it to be super easy. I want it to be like medium hard. You know what I'm saying? Not super hard. But I thought this was medium right here. Now, of course, the name of this movie is Us. Remember that movie, Us? That was super dope. If you're in the horror movies, Jordan Peele. Remember that? And it had the doppelgangers that was below the earth. And then we found out that the sister right here was really not from this world. She was one of the doppelgangers, and she got abducted when she was a child. Remember that, through the mirror and all that stuff. It was super. I thought it was a good movie. I thought I had to go back and watch it a couple times. But here's the winner here. Let me see. The winner is, and I'll be in contact with you shortly after the show to get your information and also the correct size. I want to make sure I got this right. One. Give me 1 second here. Okay. I think the winner is clear here. I'm going to do one last count to make sure. I want to make sure I'm fair. And the winner is Daryl. Daryl, you're the winner, man. Can you see that? Daryl, you're the winner, man. Daryl D. I'll be in contact, man. Let me type it right now. You are the winner. Oh, hey, Daryl, I just texted you, man. You're the winner. I'll be in contact with you shortly after the show ends to get your contact information, whatever the mailing address is. You want me to send it to you, and also get the size. I appreciate you playing. What I will say, I'll play again tomorrow. So if you want to get it ahead of the game, you can go ahead and text me to this number right now Add yourself to my phone, okay? It's just another pathway for us to connect. And then that way, when I do it tomorrow, we may do 2 tomorrow, actually. That way, when I do it tomorrow, then you already have that process done. And, you can be, I won't say you'll be first in line, but you'll have one less step in your way to possibly win. And with that, I got to make a move, family. I appreciate you. We got folks calling in from all over the country. It's the power of social media. I really appreciate everybody. Thank you so much for liking this show and sharing this show. I'll be back with you and hopefully better than ever tomorrow morning, bright and early at 7:30 a.m. Again, coming up today at 1 p.m. on this stream on Facebook, Send Digital Media. Our mission is simple: amplify Black voices. If that's something you feel like you can rock with, then rock with us. Go ahead and subscribe. All right. And we got much more in store with you, or much more in store for you in terms of podcasts and platforms, giveaways, and other things as well. So I'll leave you with that, family. I'm going to run some of the text messages, but I got to make a move. And we'll talk real soon. I'm Nathan Ivey, and I'm out.
Talking to my mirror like I love you so much. Curving on my critics like I heard you, so what? You can't kill my confidence, I think I'm the man. Tally all the fucks I ever gave on my head. Lately I've been living like I can't take a loss. They ain't wanna help me, that's what made me a boss. You can't kill my confidence, I think I'm the man. We don't give a fuck, that's what they